Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Naruto. God-level development system at the beginning. Chapter 41. Minato. When Kushina saw Minato, he didn't hold back at all. He ran over and hung on Minato's body with a big jump. You must know that Minato has been away for more than half a month. Since we met, it is the first time that Kushina has been separated from Minato for such a long time. I really think about it. Holding Kushina in his arms, feeling her attachment, Minato felt a little guilty in his heart, but he quickly put the guilt aside. After all, Makoto took advantage of it. What else could he do? Holding Kushina's little hand, he walked towards the school gate, but he was stopped by a person on the way. The person who came was Senju Nawaki. Nawaki, what are you doing? Kushina looked suspiciously at the sudden strangeness. Kushina, after more than half a month of penance, I have made great progress. Come on, let's have an exciting battle. Senju Nawaki has always been worried about losing to Kushina. So how can I lose to a girl after working hard for more than half a month? Even if I can't beat Minato, I still have to beat Kushina. No, I'm going to have dinner with Minato. Minato finally came back. I don't have time to play a duel with you, so I just stay there. No, I must beat you today. Nawaki also has a stubborn temper, completely unable to see the situation clearly, and has no idea that he is hindering others from living a sweet life. Seeing Nawaki with a single tendon, Kushina's angry hair began to fly. This guy really has no eyesight. As for Minato, he watched the whole show from the sidelines, which was very interesting. Unexpectedly, because of Kushina's blow, Senju Nawaki became so active. Go to hell. Unable to bear it anymore, Kushina punched the unsuspecting Nawaki flying with a strange force. After hitting the wall, he passed out in a coma. Wow, the blood red pepper is showing off its power again. Run away. When the children around saw it, they were so frightened that they cried for their parents and ran out of the school. You're not afraid of making Nawaki stupid, and you won't be able to explain to Sister Tsunade. Even though he said that, Minato didn't have a tone of blame. Who made him so ignorant that he insisted on coming to a duel today? Kushina pouted and glanced unhappily at Nawaki, who was lying dead in the distance. Minato didn't say much when he saw this. Minato walked out of the campus with Kushina and Makoto, and then walked towards Ichiraku ramen. Compared to barbecue, Kushina still likes to eat Ichiraku ramen the most, and it is the kind that will never get tired of eating. Kushina glanced at Makoto beside him a little strangely. Although it was strange to bring Makoto's sister to dinner today, Kushina didn't think much about it. Came to Ichiraku ramen and chatted with handmade noodles. After eating noodles, it was noon. Minato took Kushina and Makoto to his previous training ground. Not only is the environment good, there are also waterfalls and lakes, and there are grasses where you can lie down and look up at the sky. Is Nine Tails being honest recently? Did you talk to you? After pulling Kushina and Makoto to his side, Minato began to ask about Kushina's recent situation. This arrogant dead fox has been refusing to talk to me, and every time I talk to him, he lies on the ground and pretends to be dead. Kushina got angry when he mentioned this. During this period of time, he has been nagging with the stinky fox a lot, but the stinky fox still likes to ignore it, which is too annoying. It's okay, take your time, you will always succeed. Minato is not in a hurry. If it doesn't work, he will forcibly extract Nine Tails chakra, and it would be nice to have a Nine Tails golden body model. Yeah, nodding obediently, Kushina is not ready to give up the conversation with Nine Tails. Besides, this is Minato's hope, so she has been working tirelessly. Come on, Makoto, Kushina will need you to take care of me in the future. Minato intends to introduce Makoto to Kushina to prepare for a peaceful coexistence in the future. I know Makoto's sister, she is your teammate. I know this, I knew it when I first learned the summoning technique of Mr. Jiraiya. Kushina said with a smile without thinking too much. But obviously Minato didn't mean that, so he still said, of course I know you know each other, but I hope you two will become very good friends or girlfriends. Yeah, no problem, Sister Makoto is your teammate, of course I want her to take care of you more. Kushina's thinking is still different from Minato's. But they are thinking about each other in their hearts, and they both like the older Makoto to take care of each other. Makoto shook his head and laughed. No wonder Minato cares about Kushina so much. It is so rare to have a girl who thinks of herself wholeheartedly. If this girl doesn't pet her, why should she pet other girls? Don't worry, Kushina, I will take good care of Minato outside, and of course I will take good care of you too in the village. Makoto smiled gently and agreed to both of their requests. It has been a month since Minato came back from the front line. During this time, Jiraiya accompanied them on 5 missions, including B level and A level. Every time he comes back from a mission, Minato will bring Makoto to Kushina, and then tell about the various things encountered in the mission. Kushina's eyes light up when he hears it, and he can't wait to graduate and go out with Minato to do the mission. And with these incidents and getting along with Makoto, Kushina also got used to Minato always taking Makoto with him. While Minato and Kushina and Makoto are enjoying a short vacation leisurely. Hokage office. Old man, what are you calling me for in such a hurry? I just came back from the task not long ago. Jiraiya complained again and again, but he just found an excellent place to collect materials. Also, the young ladies there are also top-notch, but the old man called him over with an emergency recall. Really, we can't play for a while. Stop complaining. There is an emergency. Rain Shinobi Village has declared war on Konoha. Hanzo of the Salamander, who is known as a demigod, has personally taken action. I am worried about the safety of Orochimaru and Tsunade, so you must rush to the front line now. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally knows about Jiraiya's situation, but now the matter has reached the point of urgency, and he needs Jiraiya to do it as soon as possible. What is that dead old man Hanzo of the Salamander doing out of nothing? Wouldn't it be good to stay in his lair? Jiraiya was shocked, and that powerful guy who was recognized as a demigod actually made a move himself. According to the information from the front line, it seems that the 3 major powers went to war in their land of the rain, killing many civilians and causing turmoil in the land of rain. That's why Hanzo of the Salamander went to war. Sarutobi Hiruzen explained the general reason. How is Senior Tsukumo? Isn't he also on the front line? Jiraiya asked quickly. Tsukumo is now held back by Sand Shinobi, so now we need to split into 2 groups. The 3 of you go together to stop the Rain Shinobi village led by Hanzo of the Salamander, and Shumo is responsible for intercepting Sand Shinobi. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed helplessly. If it wasn't for Sand Shinobi making trouble, handing Hanzo of the Salamander to Hitaki Tsukumo would be the best choice. I know, I'll go talk to Minato, and then set off for the front line immediately. Jiraiya nodded. He was also worried about Orochimaru and Tsunade facing Hanzo of the Salamander. So at this moment, he is obliged to do so. Ah, what a mistake. Fortunately, you mentioned Minato. Really, I almost forgot Minato's ability. Is it because I am old and my brain is not working well? Suddenly Sarutobi Hiruzen slapped the table, stood up excitedly, and spoke incoherently. Jiraiya immediately understood what Sarutobi Hiruzen meant. Really, he didn't think of it at first. It's not just you, I didn't expect it either, haha, I'm going to find Minato now. Jiraiya laughed and couldn't wait to find Minato. Remember, you can't let Minato go to the battlefield. Many people have been staring at him for his actions and brilliant attacks last time on the battlefield. Let him stay in the land of fire for a while. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly thought of something and shouted to Jiraiya's back. I understand, I will definitely not let Minato go to the front line. Jiraiya waved his hand, signaling Sarutobi Hiruzen to rest assured. Jiraiya quickly found Minato, and explained why he came, and asked him to use the Flying Thunder God technique to send himself to the front line, and then he came back. Really, Hanzo of the Salamander struck out himself. Minato muttered to himself. No one knew what the appearance of Hanzo of the Salamander meant to the 3 of Jiraiya. Only Minato, the traveler in the world, knows that next will be Jiraiya, Orochimaru and Tsunade's famous battle. Since then, there has been a legend of Konoha Sannin in the ninja world. The title of Konoha Sannin will also raise the prestige of the 3 to the peak. Of course, Hitaki Tsukumo will also get the title of Konoha's White Fang in the future, and at the same time, his reputation will be raised to the peak. Especially Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade will officially step into cage level soon after this battle, and Konoha's strength will be further improved, becoming the ninja village with the most cage level powerhouses. And it is precisely so many cage level masters that laid the foundation for Konoha's victory in the Second Ninja World War. Hurry up, don't be shocked, Send me to the front line first. Seeing that Minato didn't speak, Jiraiya thought that he was also shocked by the news, and didn't know that Minato thought so much from the news. It just so happened that I left the spell of the Flying Thunder God technique in the original Konoha camp, which can be used as coordinates to take you there. Minato didn't waste any more time, and grabbed Jiraiya to take him away. Haha, that's really great, but can your chakra reach such a far place at once? Jiraiya was overjoyed, and then asked doubtfully. Minato stopped talking, grabbed Jiraiya's mind and disappeared with a whoosh sound. When they reappeared, they had already arrived at the front camp. Good boy, it seems that I still underestimated the amount of chakra you have. You can come to such a far place with one person at one time. Jiraiya was shocked by the amount of chakra Minato had when he arrived at the front line. When Jiraiya and Minato suddenly appeared in the camp, Tsunade and Orochimaru sensed the sudden intrusion and rushed out together. Jiraiya, how did you come so fast? Orochimaru was shocked when he saw Jiraiya. How long has passed? According to his calculations, Jiraiya will take 3 days to reach here even if he goes all out. By the time Tsunade looked at Minato who appeared with Jiraiya, he already knew the answer in his heart. I won't talk about how it came here. How is the situation now? Jiraiya skipped the subject directly, wanting to know the situation on the front line. The situation is fairly stable now. Hanzo of the Salamander hasn't made a move yet, but I guess he's about to take it. Tsunade took over the topic and introduced the current situation to Jiraiya. It is better to keep Minato's Flying Thunder God technique secret. After all, there are many people around, so it is not good to spread it. And because of this matter, if you just issue some A-level or S-level password, you will have nothing to do. After all, Minato's Flying Thunder God technique will be known to the entire ninja world sooner or later. Minato, you can go back. Next, if you need to do tasks, the 3 of you can act alone. I don't worry if you lead the team. Jiraiya walked back to Minato and patted him on the shoulder. Minato nodded, and then walked out of the camp silently. No one noticed when he came just now, and now he can't just disappear in front of everyone's eyes. Otherwise, wouldn't I be sorry for what Jiraiya and Tsunade deliberately concealed? After walking out of the Konoha camp and realizing that no one was paying attention, Minato returned to Konoha with a Flying Thunder God technique. With the Flying Thunder God technique, it is really convenient to travel. As long as there are coordinates, no matter where you go, you can arrive in an instant. Come back so soon. Makoto was a little surprised. He knew how far the front line was from here, but it turned out that Minato went back and forth so quickly. She would have been even more surprised if she knew that Minato had been there for a while, and then came back after traveling a long way to hide. Haha, this distance is still acceptable for my chakra, let's go, accompany me to the weapon shop. Minato brags proudly first, then drags Makoto and Kushina to the weapon shop. His special triangular fork kunai should also be produced, otherwise it will be embarrassing when the second stage of Flying Thunder God comes out and his kunai is not ready yet. Boss, I need to order some kunai. After arriving at the weapon shop, Minato called the boss directly. Guest, I don't know if you have any requirements for custom-made kunai. The owner of the weapon shop came over and asked Minato. Minato escaped a piece of paper from his clothes, on which he drew the formal triangular kunai style, as well as the required materials and so on. I don't know if it can be built. After handing over the blueprint, Minato asked. The owner of the weapon shop took the drawings and looked at them in detail, and then gave Minato an affirmative answer, but because some materials are special, the quantity may not be much. That's it, then how many can you build at most now, and when can you finish it? Minato asked after listening to it after thinking for a while. Based on the materials in the shop, I can only build 100 at most, and I don't have any more. I can finish it in about 3 days. The owner of the weapon shop gave the exact time and quantity. 100, that's a good quantity, enough for him to use. Minato thought to himself. Okay, 100 is 100. I will come to pick up the goods in 3 days. How much will it cost? I made a rough estimate, about 2,000 taels, and the price of 100 is 200,000 taels. The weapon shop told Minato the price he had calculated in his mind. This is a deposit of 20,000 taels. I will bring the rest of the money when I come to pick up the goods 3 days later. Minato said and handed all the money around him to the owner of the weapon shop. Minato doesn't usually bring so much money when he has nothing to do, so he still needs to buy a triangular fork for the 20,000 taels. It turned out that it was possible to build 100 taels, which required 200,000 taels. Fortunately, with the current value of Minato, 200,000 taels can be easily taken out. Then I won't be disrespectful, and the customer can come and pick it up in 3 days. The owner of the weapon shop opened a list to Minato. I may not be in Konoha in 3 days, but I won't be there when the time comes, so let this girl come and get it. Minato said and pointed to Kushina. He didn't know if there would be a mission in 3 days, so he agreed in advance, lest he was really not in the village when he got it, and the owner of the weapon shop thought he didn't want it. No problem. The owner of the weapon shop indicated that the problem was not serious. The order of 200,000 taels was not a big order, so the owner of the weapon shop was very enthusiastic about Minato. Minato, why did you customize so many kunai, and the shapes are different? Walking out of the weapon shop, Kushina's curiosity suddenly flared up. Haha, these kunai are not too many. My space-time ninjutsu has been studied to a certain stage. These kunai are the direction of my next research. Minato did not directly talk about the second stage of Flying Thunder God, but changed his thinking. When the second stage of Flying Thunder God is used, it can be said to be researched by himself. For more than a month, Minato devoted all his energy to practicing space ninjutsu whenever he had time. He created more than a dozen shadow clones every day, and then used the Flying Thunder God technique to fly around. Even if it was a mission, it didn't stop. Anyway, there were a lot of chakra, so I didn't care about the consumption. After a month of practice, if the space development rate has reached 59.9%, it has increased by 1.8% in more than a month, and this is because there are several shadow clones practicing together, and there are enough chakra in Minato. Otherwise, it would be good to have a development rate of 0.8%. Space is indeed a rare attribute, and it is much more difficult to develop than fire style. Back then, when fire style was at 50% development rate, it would still have a development rate of less than 0.1% after a day of hard work. As a result, there are more chakras now, and after several times of practice, it took more than a month to increase by 1.8, which shows that it is difficult to increase the degree of space development. Fortunately, there is only the last 0.1% left to increase to 60%, and the second stage of Flying Thunder God will be available soon. While Minato was chatting with Kushina and Makoto, the system upgrade sounded. Ding! Congratulations, host, space development has reached 60%. Ding! Congratulations to host for learning the second stage of Flying Thunder God. Haha, I finally learned the second stage of Flying Thunder God, and now I'm waiting for Kuwu to get it. The improvement of the system is really wonderful, and Minato couldn't help showing a happy smile. What's wrong? So happy all of a sudden? Kushina looked at the smirking Minato suspiciously. It's nothing, just now I suddenly thought of the new application of Flying Thunder God technique, and I will try it after I get the trait kunai. Minato half-truthfully explained to Kushina. Really? That's really congratulations, Minato. Let us see how far you have developed the Flying Thunder God technique. Kushina said happily. Makoto also looked at Minato expectantly from the side, she wanted to see it too. Okay, I will get kunai in 3 days, and I will take you two to see it, and I will give you a surprise. Minato did not refuse Kushina's request. On the way home, Minato thought silently. The system looks at my properties panel. Host, Namikaze Minato. Age, 10. Strength level, Jonin. Ninjutsu, Fire style Flame Bomb, Lightning style Ground Walk, Wind style Great Breakthrough, Shadow Clone Technique, Body Flicker Technique, Fire style Fire Extinguishing, Wind style Whirlwind Fist, Lightning style Furious Thunder Tiger, Lightning style Chidori, Rasengan, Big Ball Rasengan, Fire style Raging Flames, Flying Thunder God Technique, Flying Thunder God Second Stage, Lightning style Chakra Mode, Various Sealing Techniques. Physique, Leaf Great Whirlwind, Illusion, Narukumi Technique. The first phase of Fire style is 94.7% developed. Lightning style Phase 1 development rate 94.4%. Wind style Phase 1 development rate 80.1%. Sage body development 3.5%. Spiritual development 70.2%. 60% of space development. SEAL development rate 57.6%. Comprehensive strength. Elite Jonin. It's really unexpected. Just got a Flying Thunder God technique. No matter the level of itself or the level of overall strength has been raised by a small level. Now he can challenge Elite Jonin. If he meets Wongyun again, he won't be so passive, and he won't be at a disadvantage. Even if the opponent is careless, he will be severely injured by Minato. 3 days passed quickly, and Minato did not bring Kushina and Makoto to fetch the triangular forked kunai, but came alone. Makoto and Kushina are already waiting at his usual practice range. After handing over 180,000 taels to the owner of the weapon shop, Minato returned home with his 100 triangular forks, wrapped a knife bag bought in the past few days around his feet, and put 20 of them in. Put it at home for the time being. At present, 20 kunai is enough for Minato. After teaching 20 kunai to the Flying Thunder God spell, Minato Shongshong took out 2 more and engraved them, which were given to Kushina and Makoto. His Flying Thunder God second stage has a function, holding his special kunai. As long as chakra is sent to kunai, he can perceive it, so that if Kushina and Makoto have Minato urgent matters, Minato can arrive at the first time up. It is worthy of being produced by the system. It is really an invincible rhythm. In the future, he can rest assured about the safety of Kushina and Makoto. As long as he enters chakra when he encounters danger, he can arrive immediately. A Flying Thunder God technique from Minato came to the training ground, where he had already left the technique. Minato, kunai is here, let us see your new move. As soon as Minato came, Kushina couldn't wait to see it. Minato took out a handful of kunai, and said to Kushina, stand still, let me show you my second stage of Flying Thunder God. As he spoke, he threw kunai at Kushina. Kushina didn't know why, but he didn't panic. Looking at kunai's trajectory, he knew that kunai would fly over his head in the end and would not shoot himself. Whoosh! Kunai flew over Kushina's head. But at the same time, Minato disappeared in a flash. Then Kushina felt that she was hugged in someone's arms. Smelling the familiar smell, Kushina knew that it was Minato who was holding her. This is the second stage of Flying Thunder God that I came up with. He no longer has limitations. I can leave the Flying Thunder God spell through the kunai of this trait, and then give the enemy a Rasengan while the enemy is not paying attention. After letting go of Kushina, Minato told Makoto and Kushina the principle of the second stage of Flying Thunder God. As expected of Minato, he actually improved the Flying Thunder God technique. Of course, Kushina was very happy that her boyfriend was so outstanding, and she was looking at Minato Nympho. Makoto also has beautiful eyes, happy for Minato's genius idea. In order to celebrate the success of my second stage of Flying Thunder God, today I called Luju, Nawaki and Changfeng to a barbecue restaurant to celebrate. These are the only people in Minato's social circle. Okay. Hearing that there was a dinner party, Kushina jumped up happily. It didn't mean that she was looking forward to the barbecue, but what she enjoyed was the fun of competing with Ding Zuo for meat. After all, ramen is her favorite food. I have no objection, I will listen to Minato. The gentle Makoto would never refuse Minato's proposal. Let's go and ask them to go. They did not split up, but searched one by one, and finally found Chongfeng. At the dining table, Kushina and Ding Zuo once again staged what is called the wind and clouds, which made everyone laugh. Even the facial paralysis of Moonlight Changfeng was broken. After playing happily for a day, everyone began to practice hard again. And Minato also felt that it was time to pick up the quest again, otherwise the development speed would not increase until when he just practiced. The next day, Minato summoned Makoto and Changfeng to the Hokage office. Uncle Hokage, I'm here to pick up the mission, give me the mission of fighting. Minato only wants this kind of mission, those escorts and the like, he doesn't accept them at all. God knows if the escorts along the way will encounter enemies. If you can't meet the enemy, isn't it a waste of delay for a long time? You must know that general escort tasks are basically based on months, especially for escorts above B level, the minimum estimate is 1 month. Let me see what quests are suitable for you. Sarutobi Hiruzen picked up a stack of quest sheets and began to search for them, which were all quests in the Land of Fire. Yes, this is a B-level mission, a power of attorney sent by a village. It said that some wandering ninjas went to their village to rob. And it seems that they have to be kept in captivity, and they come to the village to search every once in a while, and finally escaped by themselves and issued a mission to us. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen said that he handed over the quest sheet to Minato, although the real level has not been determined yet. But regardless of whether it was a B-level task or an A-level task, Sarutobi Hiruzen handed it over to Minato with great confidence, because the other party was a wandering ninja, so he was not worried that Minato would not be able to defeat those wandering ninjas. Okay, I'll take it, then I'll go first, Uncle Hokage. After taking the task list and looking at it briefly, Minato took Changfeng and went out with Makoto. Hey, this is the first time we've accepted a mission independently. Are you all ready? Go straight away when you're ready. Outside Hokage's office, Minato shook the mission list. It's been prepared a long time ago, my big knife is already hungry and thirsty. Changfeng said coolly. Minato heard a black line, I suspect you are driving, but there is no evidence. Give Changfeng a special quality kunai, so that he will be in danger and remember to input chakra. As for the effect, Minato didn't say anything, but Changfeng can know a little bit if he wants to come. As for Changfeng, Minato decided to train his own team in the future. After all, he is going to be a member of the 4th Hokage, so he has to have no one under his command. After getting along for such a long time, Minato feels that the other party is a good person, so it is not like to damage this teammate because of an accident. And Changfeng is also a genius. The 15-year-old elite Chunin is already very good. If you work hard, you will be able to reach Jonin before the age of 20. Thank you. Taking kunai solemnly, Changfeng thanked him earnestly, with a very serious expression. He is not a fool. Since Minato said that inputting chakra when it is dangerous, it must be something that can save lives. Although he does not know the details, Changfeng was really moved by this thought. Just when Minato left the village, the roots base of Konoha village, Shimura Danzo sat quietly listening to the familiar report. Have you accepted a mission to exterminate wandering ninjas? Humph, boy, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Without Jiraiya's protection, I'll see how you can escape from my grasp. After his subordinates finished reporting, Shimura Danzo said grimly. Ever since seeing Minato's strength in the graduation examination, Shimura Danzo has been thinking about getting rid of Minato all the time. Not only did Minato play tricks on him, but also because of his genius, if Minato grows up completely, then the Hokage lineup will add a lot of strength. This is not allowed by him. If the strength of the Hokage family continues to grow, when will he be able to become Hokage? For this reason, he has been paying attention to Minato. After Jiraiya left, he finally knew that the opportunity came. These days, he has been sending his henchmen to observe Minato and the others to accept the task. After waiting for so many days, this kid finally accepted the task. You four, set out with this kid, wait for the kid to wipe out the wandering ninjas, and after the consumption is almost the same, you rush up and finish him. Speaking of this, Shimura Danzo showed an amazing murderous look, which shows how much he hates Minato. Yes, Lord Danzo, the 4 people under Shimura Danzo said. Don't underestimate these 4 people, they are the 2 Jonin and the 2 elite Jonin, which belong to the backbone of Shimura Danzo. Because of Minato's performance in the graduation assessment, as well as his detection of Minato's actions in the past few months, just in case, he sent out 4 high-end combat forces, which shows how much he attaches importance to Minato. But he can't figure out that Minato is a cheater. In the past few months following Jiraiya, his strength has been rising online, and now he is elite Jonin. In Shimura Danzo's conjecture, even if he thinks higher in the past few months, plus the few Jonins he killed, Minato has the strength of Jonin. If there are 4 masters of the same level and above besieging him, he can easily catch it up. Also, there is a girl from the Uchiha clan in his team. After killing her, bring back her Sharingan memory. Shimura Danzo coveted the power of Sharingan too much. It's just that he can't use these powers yet, but he believes that after research, he will be able to obtain the power of the Uchiha clan, and he has already aimed at the partner, that is Orochimaru. He saw ambition in Orochimaru's eyes, so he was not at all worried that the other party would refuse to cooperate with him. Yes, Master Danzo, the 4 replied again. Go, don't leave any clues, this is a confidential mission, if the mission fails or is discovered, you don't need to see me. Shimura Danzo's tone was cold and ruthless. Even if it was his own backbone, he should give up or give up. But if he is so indifferent, Shimura Danzo is not afraid of hurting the hearts of his subordinates at all, because there is a seal planted on them, the seal of eradicating tongue troubles. If anyone dared to betray or divulge his information, then the seal of Tonguebane would deprive the life of the other party in an instant. Seeing that 4 of his subordinates had gone out, Shimura Danzo rolled his eyes. Namikaze Minato, enjoy the last few days. Konoha doesn't need you, it needs me. Only I can lead Konoha to grow stronger. The ruthless, cold and ambitious voice echoed in the foundational room. And the 4 Root Anbu, after leaving the village, have been slowly hanging behind Minato and the others. Because they know the final destination, they are very far away from Minato and the others, just to prevent being discovered by the other party. 2 days after leaving the village, Minato, Makoto and Changfeng came to the village and have been observing for quite a while. What should we do, go in directly or go in quietly? On a big tree, Makoto asked Minato beside him. There must be spies of wandering ninjas in this village, otherwise it would be impossible to search the resources of the villagers on time every time, so we have to go in quietly, find the village head of this village, and ask him about the situation. Minato chose to go in quietly so as not to startle the snake. Makoto nodded upon hearing that. I'm going to look for the village chief. The 2 of you monitor the village to see if anyone is sending news. It's dark now, and it's the best time to send news. Minato continued to give orders to Makoto and Changfeng. He seemed to be the captain of the team, and both Changfeng and Makoto acquiesced. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Makoto opened the Sharingan and watched what happened to the whole village. Minato smiled slightly when he saw this, and then went to the village chief according to the prompt on the task list. And when Minato slipped into the villa quietly, the 4 ninjas sent by Shimura Danzo were not far from the village, and now they are waiting for Minato to fight those wandering ninjas, and then they will behead them. Minato followed the instructions in the task list and went straight to the village chief's house, jumping up and down in the night sky like an elf in the night. Soon Minato found the village chief's house, but instead of rushing in, he came to the roof and eavesdropped for a while to see if there was any problem. However, Minato's worries were superfluous, and he didn't see anything abnormal after staying on the roof for a long time, and the village head had always been cautious. It doesn't look like someone else's performance at all, otherwise Minato will be able to see it after a while. Considering that a long time has passed, Minato didn't delay any longer, and just dodged into the room. Hi, I'm Konoha's ninja, and we're here to accept your commission. The village chief was surprised when he suddenly found another person in the room. Fortunately, Minato revealed his identity in time, otherwise the village chief might have screamed out. Hello, Ninja-sama, I have finally waited for you, but can you deal with those wandering ninjas? To be honest, Minato's age is really unconvincing. However, considering that the other party was a ninja no matter what, the village chief didn't say anything discriminatory, but asked Minato if he could deal with it. Don't worry, I'm a Jonin from Konoha village, some wandering ninjas don't look down on me. Minato showed his strength. Of course he didn't say that he was actually a genin in the village file. But Minato never cared about the level in the file, what he cared about was his own strength. When the village heard that Minato was Jonin, he felt relieved. He was not afraid of the other party lying. After living so long, he could naturally feel the confidence of the ninja-sama in front of him. Master Ninja, I suspect that there are spies in our village, because every time we have a harvest, those bandit ninjas will show up on time the next day. So I am worried that now that you have come to the village, after they hear the news, they will not dare to come, and after you leave, they will retaliate even more frantically. Quote. This is what the village head is most worried about. Don't worry, I've thought of countermeasures on the way here, and I'm sure those wandering ninjas will come over. Minato first comforted him, and then continued. I'll give you 100,000 taels in a while, and then you can go out with the money tomorrow to show off. I guess the spies hiding in the dark will definitely pass on the news. And my teammates have already ambushed outside. After the spies show their feet and pass the news, we will take them down, and then just wait for the wandering ninjas to come over. Quote. Minato told the village chief about his strategy, and 100,000 taels is not too big or small. Just take it back after you're done using it. When the village chief heard it, he immediately understood what Minato meant. He wanted to lure the snake out of the hole. I will definitely obey the instructions of Master Ninja, the village head promised immediately. Minato handed over the prepared 100,000 taels of silver to the village chief, and said, "Do it with confidence, I will protect you in secret." Then Minato exited the room and ran towards Makoto and Changfeng. "How is it? Have you found the village chief?" Seeing Minato coming back, Makoto asked in a low voice. "Found it." Minato nodded, and then told Changfeng and Makoto about his and the village chief's plan to be on top. In this way, doesn't the village chief need to send someone to protect him? Changfeng asked after hearing the plan. "My shadow clone is already protecting him," Minato explained. When Changfeng heard it, he almost forgot that he really asked a stupid question. Minato was so thoughtful, how could he miss it? Then the three of them rested on the tree, and the night passed quickly. The next day, according to Minato's instructions, the village head showed off in the village with 10W tail, saying that he picked it up outside yesterday. Then I added the drama myself, explaining that tomorrow I will take 100,000 taels to buy a bunch of goods and come back to distribute them to the villagers in the village. When the villagers heard this, they immediately thanked the village chief. Only 3 of them had a different kind of light in their eyes. After looking at each other in the same way, they nodded tacitly. That night, the 3 men gathered in a house, tied a message to a carrier pigeon, and one of them took it to the field to release the carrier pigeon. This is their plan, because they are afraid that they will be suspected if they are always together or by one person, so 3 people take turns to send out carrier pigeons to inform those wandering ninjas. It wasn't that they didn't think about snatching those things at first, but when they remembered the cruel methods of those wandering ninjas, their little thoughts settled down. They don't think that they and others can escape the pursuit of those ninjas. "I've been waiting for you for a long time." Just after one of them came to the field to release the pigeon, Changfeng walked out slowly. The spy was shocked when he heard that. He never thought that someone would find him. When he was about to kill someone, he realized that this person was not from his own village at all. Looking at the other's forehead protector, he immediately knew the identity of the other party, a ninja from Konoha village. Why did Konoha's ninja come to the village? Did someone report it? The spy was terrified. Boom. At this time, a lump of something was suddenly thrown beside him. Looking carefully, it turned out to be his 2 partners. He immediately understood that he and others had been exposed. "I didn't expect that there were 3 spies. I always thought it was 1. At this time, the village chief also came out of the darkness and came to them. The village chief, we are also forced to do nothing. If we don't agree to their request, they will kill us." Knowing that the situation is over, the spy immediately knelt down and began to sell miserably. "HMPH, don't think I don't know what you're thinking, I will never let you go this time." After finishing speaking, the village asked Minato and the others to beat the 3 of them unconscious, and then tied them up and hung them on a big tree. "Wait until tomorrow morning, let those villagers see how miserable the spies who betrayed their village are." One night passed. Early in the morning, the village was anxious, and the whole village came to the place where the 3 spies were hung. "It's all because of these spies, it's made us miserable, kill them." "Yes, kill them. If you don't kill them, you will be sorry for the suffering we have suffered during this time." "That's right, let's go together." After some men knew who the spies were, they couldn't help it immediately, put down the 3 spies who were hanging, and then rushed towards the 3 spies with a stick in their hands, and started waving the sticks in their hands frantically. "Please let us go, please don't. Stop beating, if you beat again, you will die." We don't dare anymore." Miserable cries echoed around, but no one felt pity for these 3 people, all of them looked at them angrily with red eyes. It wasn't until these 3 people were beaten to death by angry villagers that everyone felt that the anger accumulated in their hearts for a long time was released. Gia, you guys are so brave. You dared to kill our people. Although the 3 of them are just a dog, it depends on the owner to beat the dog. Are you impatient?" Just as the villagers killed the 3 spies, a gloomy voice suddenly sounded, which made the whole village panic. Whoosh whoosh. As soon as the words fell, 7 wandering ninjas came to the villagers. "Don't be afraid, everyone. We also have helpers. Please show up, all ninjas." The village chief first appeased the panicked villagers, and then 90 bowed and asked Minato and the others to show up. Shua, Minato, Makoto and Changfeng formed a triangle and surrounded 7 people in the middle. The strength of these people is not very strong. The strongest is a special Jonin, and there is not even an elite Chunin. There are only 2 Chunin, and the remaining 4 are Genin and elite Genin. It's really worth it to be a wandering ninja. This lineup is too bad, and the strength span is too big. Go back to the village first. There is going to be a big battle here. It would be bad if you get involved later. Minato said to the village. Yes, big fight, because Minato already felt the trail of Root Anbu, and after these wandering ninjas came, the Root ninjas followed. But for the time being, he hasn't guessed who is here, but he senses that the opponent's strength is not low. Hearing this, the village chief immediately evacuated the villagers, and the group hurried back to the village. Before the villagers could disperse, the 3 of Minato looked at each other and nodded tacitly. Fire style, fire out. Fire style, fire dragon flame bullet. Draw your sword and chop. 1 hit kills. 2 fire style ninjutsu, and a powerful slashing wave rushed towards the 7 wandering ninjas in the middle from 3 directions. Boom. The strongest and only special Jonin's wandering ninja. How can he avoid these 3 attacks, especially Minato's fire extinguishing? As his strength continues to improve, the power and range of his fire style are also constantly improving. Just like the same B-level ninjutsu, Minato's fire extinguisher is much larger than Makoto's fire dragon flame bullet in terms of power and range, almost twice as much. Ah ah ah! A series of miserable screams came from the middle. This group of wandering ninjas can be said to be turtles in an urn. After being directly surrounded by the 3 of Minato, they were taken away in waves. The fact is true, those Chunin, Genin and elite Genin were directly killed in seconds. That is, Jonin in particular persisted for a while, but in the end they were wiped out by Minato's blaze. These wandering ninjas don't have all kinds of ninjutsu like the 5 great nations. Let's talk about this special Jonin. The most powerful one is AC level ninjutsu, which shows how shabby it is. Even ninjas from some small countries can't compare. As Minato tackled this wave of wandering ninjas, the sound of the system's improvement kept ringing. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing a Genin, randomly rewarding 0.02% of spiritual development. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing an elite Genin, and randomly reward 0.01% of fire style development. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing a Chunin, a random reward of 0.04% of the seal development rate. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing a special Jonin, the random reward space development rate is 2%. 4 consecutive raised voices sounded in Minato's mind, but Minato was obviously unhappy. Even if Chunin is killed, the development speed is only a little bit, and even the special Jonin is only rewarded with such a little development speed at this time, and it will become more and more difficult in the future. Fortunately, there are rewards not only for killing, but also for defeating, which prevents Minato from turning into a god of slaughter. But even if there are rewards only for killing, Minato will not intentionally kill innocent people indiscriminately. This is his bottom line. His blade will only reach out to the enemy. Minato waved to Makoto and Changfeng, signaling them to come over. What's wrong? Changfeng came over and looked at Minato suspiciously. The real enemy is coming, and they are all powerful. When the time comes, you and Makoto will join forces to deal with the weakest one, and I will leave the rest to you. Minato said solemnly. What? There are still enemies? Are those wandering ninjas so powerful? Makoto was surprised when he heard that. The 2 of them are elite Chunin, and if Makoto added Goyu Sharingan, he would almost have the strength of a Jonin. But the weakest of the opponent needs to join hands with Changfeng to fight against it, which shows the strength of the enemy. As the opponent a group of Jonin. Changfeng tightened the knife in his hand. There was no fear in his heart, only a strong fighting spirit. I don't know, but the strength can't be weak. Minato doesn't know either, but the only thing he's sure of is that the opponent definitely has Jonin, and there may be more than one. Search swish swish. As soon as Minato finished speaking, 4 masked people appeared in front of Minato, and the pursuit force sent by Shimura Danzo appeared. But they weren't stupid enough to pass on Konoha's Anbu costumes and masks. Minato's insightful eyes probed the past one by one, and he was shocked. It turned out to be 2 Jonin and 2 elite Jonin. These are definitely not wandering ninjas, but the power of the 5 great nations. The ninja villages in those small countries, elite Jonin can be their shadows. How could they have the ability to send two elite Jonin? Which country are they from? No one else knows their whereabouts except third Hokage. From the time he received the mission and left the village, he didn't feel that there was an enemy following them. Wait, got the mission. Minato's heart moved. He might have guessed who the other party was. There are only a few people in Konoha who can get in touch with the missions sent by third Hokage, and the only one who has conflicts with Minato is only one. That is Shimura Danzo, the chief of this route, Konoha's dung stirrer. In this way, the four people on the opposite side were sent by him. If it was him, it would not be surprising that he could send such a strong lineup. You are Anbu from Konoha route. People from Shimura Danzo, you are here to hunt me down. Minato looked at the four people and said something shocking. Not only the four Genbu on the opposite side were terrified, even Makoto and Changfeng were dumbfounded. Minato, how is it possible? How could Konoha's Anbu come to chase us down? Are you mistaken? Makoto's eyes widened, and she, who had never been in contact with Konoha's darkness, couldn't believe it at all. Changfeng also looked at Minato. He believed that Minato would not be lost for no reason, so he waited for Minato's explanation. And Anbu on the opposite side was also shocked that Minato guessed his identity as soon as they met, so he didn't dare to act rashly for a while. Minato first slowly expressed his previous guesses and grievances with Shimura Danzo, and finally said, Shimura Danzo is ambitious. In order to become Hokage, he can't do anything. If I didn't know the Flying Thunder God technique, I would have been tied to the root, and I would have become his murderous puppet if I didn't die. Papa, no wonder Lord Danzo wants to get rid of you. Not only your strength, but also your mind is too scary. You are only 10 years old, you can guess our identities with just a few clues, it's just too scary. If you grow up, maybe you will become Konoha's 5th Hokage, maybe you are the stumbling block on Danzo-sama's road to Hokage, but what I am more curious about is how do you know our strength? Do you still perceive ninjas? Quote. One of them, Elite Chunin, clapped his hands and praised Minato, but the more he spoke, the more murderous he exuded from his body. Obviously, Minato's remarks have made him frightened, and this time Minato can't let this guy go back to Konoha. Otherwise it would be too bad to really make this guy a 5th generation candidate. In his mind, the candidate for the 4th generation is to choose one of Jiraiya, Tsunade and Orochimaru, and Minato is the candidate for the 5th generation. 68 Instant Kill Jonin. How did you know that it has something to do with you? Minato would not answer his question. And with Anbu's acknowledgement, Makoto and Changfeng became even more confused. They don't understand why everyone is Konoha's ninja and insists on killing each other. Makoto, you'll be like this later, we have no choice, either we kill them or they kill us, so now you can't treat them as Konoha's companions. Minato whispered in Makoto's ear for a while, first said the battle plan, and finally asked with a serious expression. To be honest, although he is not afraid of facing two elite Jonins, he is afraid that Makoto and the others will not be able to face two Jonins, so one must be eliminated now. Makoto is the only one who knows the second stage of his Flying Thunder God, so now he must get rid of one Jonin, and then let them work together to deal with the remaining Jonin. And he can deal with two elite Jonins alone, with Flying Thunder God in the second Dan, and two elite Jonins. Minato is confident that he can handle it. Makoto, you go deal with that ninja, Changfeng, you deal with this, and leave the remaining two to me. On the surface, Minato pointed at the two Jonin, handing them over to Makoto and Changfeng. Fire style, fire out. Without waiting for the opponent to make a move, Minato used fire style first, enveloping both elite Jonin. With Minato's attack, Makoto and Changfeng rushed towards the two Jonins without saying a word. HMPH, a mere elite Chunin dared to rush towards me. That's fine, just to gouge out your eyes. Master Danzo has another task to take your Sharingan. The Jonin that Makoto was fighting said with a blank face, and then pulled out the short sword from behind and slashed at Makoto who was rushing. And Makoto also raised the kunai in his hand to meet this Anbu. If Kushina comes again, he will find that this is the triangular fork kunai with the second stage of Flying Thunder God. Water style, water barrier. One of the two elite Jonin happened to be a water style ninja, spitting out a large amount of water and turning it into a barrier to stop Minato's fire. But Minato's extinguishing fire is so powerful that a water barrier can't stop it at all. Seeing that the sea of fire was about to break through the water barrier, Elite Jonin had no choice but to release a water barrier again. The collision of water and fire produced a large amount of white mist, blocking most people's sight. Ding! Makoto's triangular kunai and Jonin's short sword collided. But she is a girl herself, and her strength is also lower than the opponent's. This time, the collision made Makoto's arm go numb. But Makoto kept Minato's order in mind and did not back down. Brush! In a flash of gold, Minato appeared next to Jonin, who was confronting Makoto. Then a huge blue chakra ball flew towards Jonin's head, in order to kill Jonin with one blow, so that Jonin would not have a chance to live. Minato didn't care about the blood or not. Boom! Jonin's head was scattered like a watermelon when he was hit by the big blue ball. Fortunately, Minato reacted quickly and fled the scene with Makoto, otherwise the two of them would have a pile of brains. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing a Jonin. The random reward space development rate is 7%. With the death of this Jonin, the system also rewarded Minato with development. This can be regarded as a hidden little benefit, which can determine whether the other party is dead or not. The position where Minato appeared was right between Changfeng and another Jonin. It was just before Minato used the Flying Thunder God technique that he saw that Changfeng was about to collide with Jonin. So he took Makoto to Changfeng without hesitation. But Changfeng didn't know the plan, so he took a few steps back. Minato's position was 1 meter away from that Jonin. Without hesitation, he threw a triangular forked kunai and shot at that Jonin. The sudden appearance of Minato startled the Jonin, but fortunately, his years of Anbu career made him not particularly panicked. Facing Minato's kunai, he calmly swung his sword to block it. But Minato's triangular kunai was not designed to attack him at all. The golden light flashed again, and Minato appeared in front of that Jonin, holding kunai and touching Jonin's short sword, and then the other free hand condensed into a Rasengan in an instant and slapped Jonin's chest. It's not that Minato doesn't want to rally big ball Rasengan, it's that time doesn't allow it. Jonin's reaction is so fast, if there is a momentary delay, the other party may escape. The blow just now was also because Makoto was entangled with the opponent, so he had time to condense a big ball. Boom! Rasengan sent Jonin flying, but this Jonin was an Earth-style ninja, and at the critical moment, he used Earth-style's hardening to resist part of Rasengan's power. So although he was hit by Rasengan, he was only wounded and did not die. However, Minato's goal was also achieved. His original goal was to try to injure this Jonin, and then make it easier for Makoto and Changfeng who were facing him. When the smoke cleared, the two elite Chunins found out that the other two Jonins were dead and seriously injured. This made them blatantly realize that this kid is so powerful, and he has done so many things in such a short period of time. Be careful, this kid should know the legendary time and space ninjutsu. That guy just appeared in front of me suddenly, but you should pay attention to the other party's kunai. His time and space ninjutsu should be based on those kunai, coordinates to move. Jonin, who was lying not far away, immediately told the two elite Jonin the information he had received. Minato appeared in front of him twice in a row, making Jonin aware of an important factor for Minato to activate the Flying Thunder God technique. Time and space ninjutsu, that's really tricky, but just pay attention to those kunai. Elite Jonin became more serious when he heard that the opponent knew time and space ninjutsu, and he could kill their Jonin instantly. The combination of these factors gave the two elite Jonin a bad premonition that this mission was going to be bad. If this kid wants to run, they probably won't be able to stop him. Looking at the two of his teammates next to Minato, Elite Jonin decided to take a gamble that Minato would not abandon his companions. You have only one task now, do your best to stop these two Chunins, and don't let them escape. Now that the gamble has been decided, the task of guarding Makoto and the wind field is given to that Jonin. Yes, senior, swear to the death to complete the task. They don't know that Minato has no intention of running away at all, but intends to finish them off. On Makoto's side, they had only one task. The two of them tried their best to kill the injured Jonin on the opposite side, which was also a kind of experience for them. After the two sides made arrangements, the battle started again. With the previous experience of Minato wounding Jonin, Makoto and Changfeng were able to draw with this Jonin. The next key battle is between Minato and the two elite Jonin Anbu. Anbu A and Anbu B looked at each other, too lazy to name it, it's just a trick anyway, and decided to strike first. Water style, breaking the torrent. Wind style, peacock whirlwind. Hurricane vortex technique. The rotating wind style and the high-speed rushing water combined to form a tornado-like water Uzumaki swept towards Minato. Years of cooperation have made the two of them have a perfect understanding, and the combination of ninjutsu is easy to master. Facing this combination of ninjutsu, although Minato could use the Flying Thunder God technique to dodge, but he did not do so. As a qualified mobile turret, how can you escape when encountering ninjutsu? It is the kingly way to fight directly. Boom! A shadow clone appears nearby. Wind style, Rasengan. Fire style, flame burning to the sky. Flame spiral hyper rondo technique. It always feels like something is messed in. Minato scratched his head, feeling something is wrong there. Forget it. A waterspout, a fire vortex, and two combined ninjutsu with incompatible attributes were put together at once. Shish! The high-temperature fire vortex met the low-temperature waterspout and made a squeaky sound. From a distance, one water and one fire gradually began to shrink, and finally disappeared. Only the long white mist proved that there was a ninjutsu confrontation here just now. The information is wrong. This kid's strength is definitely not as simple as a Jonin. As soon as they fought, Anbu felt that Minato's strength was not what the intelligence said. This guy should be at the same level as us, and he doesn't know what the intelligence collectors do, and he doesn't know the difference between such important information. Anbu B said in a deep voice. But no matter what Minato's strength is, they have to complete the task, otherwise the task fails, and when they go back, they will face the furious Shimura Danzo. The two looked at each other again, thinking of Shimura Danzo's punishment for the ninja who failed the mission, and couldn't help but tremble. They both pulled out their short swords and rushed towards Minato, roaring madly in their hearts, they must kill each other absolutely. Minato doesn't know what the other party thinks, anyway, he also wants to kill the other party. Elite Jonin should be able to reward a lot of development, and there are two elite Jonin. Shadow clone technique. Minato split out two shadow clones, and rushed towards the two elite Jonin one after another. He needs a little intelligence, the opponent's speed, reaction ability, etc., and using shadow clone was the best choice in the past. Boy, do you think you can stop us with a mere shadow clone? You are too naive. After a few moves with shadow clone, Anbu knocked shadow clone out of the way. The other shadow clone didn't last long, and was blown up by Anbu B anyway. But for Minato who wants to gather intelligence, this is enough. Next, you only need to deal with one enemy first, and the rest is in your bag, and you can't escape Minato's palm no matter what. In the test just now, Minato found that the water-style ninja Anbu's speed was relatively slow, so Minato prepared to use him as a breakthrough target. 4 shadow clones were separated again, 3 of them rushed to Anbu B, and the other rushed to Anbu A to entangle him. Boy, I told you that shadow clone is useless, Anbu B said while running to fight with shadow clone, while guarding against the sneak attack of Minato himself. Chi 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 chi. The ear-piercing birdsong condensed in Minato's hands, the white and dazzling thunder light danced in his hand, and the blue lightning arc danced at the thunder light. Oops, why is such a terrifying lightning style not recorded in the intelligence? The lightning style chakra visible to the naked eye in that kid's hand is too dangerous, it must not be hit by this move. No, this guy's goal is Anbu A. No, I'm going to support, otherwise Anbu A will be in danger. This guy is targeting me. If I can go back alive, I will kill all the intelligence agents at the root. On the battlefield, the expressions of Anbu A and Anbu B changed drastically. That kind of ninjutsu knew at a glance that they couldn't be hit, and they were more cautious now. Whoosh! After Chidori had condensed, Minato kicked the ground, and his whole body turned into a bolt of lightning, and his spirit had locked onto Anbu A for a long time. Minato's face exuded an astonishing murderous look. Shimura Danzo, kill you alone to collect interest, and then I will talk to you slowly when I go back. When Minato was sprinting towards Anbu A, the shadow clone who was entangled with Anbu A rushed up and rushed towards him without fear of death. Anyway, he is a shadow clone, and he will not die at all. As for Anbu B, he was also entangled by the other 3 shadow clones who were not afraid of death, and lost the best rescue time. With that astonishing speed, Minato rushed to Anbue, who was entangled with Shadow Clone and kept dodging to avoid it in the blink of an eye. The dazzling thunder light was extremely violent, and the blue and white intersecting light reflected Anbue's desperate face extremely clearly. PFF'd. Chidori pierced through Anbue like an extremely sharp spear. That fragile body couldn't stop it at all, and the whole body was pierced in an instant. Minato withdrew his hand, and a round hole appeared in Anbue's body. From this hole, Minato could see the scene behind Anbue. Well, Anbue moved his lips, wanting to say something, but the injury was too serious, and he directly lowered his head, choked up the words in his mouth and was taken to hell. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing an elite Jonin, randomly rewarding 5% of Sage Body development. Oh, I didn't expect to be randomly rewarded to Sage Body. It's been a long time since there was a reward. Not bad, not bad, this wave is well deserved. As the development of Sage Body suddenly increased by 5%, Minato obviously felt that the chakra all over his body had improved a little. It's your turn next, I will definitely not let you go, wait until you die. Minato said as he took out about 10 triangular forked kunai, and threw them around. Boom boom boom. The 10 kunai covered the 180-degree range in front of Anbube. Minato came to the corner with a flash of golden light, and then took out 10 kunai with triangular forks and threw them out. As a result, the 360 around Anbube has been surrounded by 20 triangular forked kunai. It's a long story, but all of this happened in just a second, and there was no time for Anbube to stop it. This is the horror of Flying Thunder God technique. I've filled a 50-meter radius around you with kunai engraved with my Flying Thunder God technique, and now you can't fly. After Minato finished all this, he stared at Elite Jonin with murderous intent. Anbube was frightened by Minato's murderous eyes and took a step back. His heart was already full of panic. Neither of them could kill this kid, but he killed one of them, and now he is the only one left. How should he fight? What's more, the opponent is the owner of space-time ninjutsu, and his coordinates are all around him, so he can't escape even if he wants to. Anbube's heart suddenly sank to the bottom. This feeling of waiting for death is not pleasant, it is simply torture. The saddest thing is that he doesn't even have the qualifications to kill his enemies together. What is this called? It's too bullying. I curse you to go to hell with me. Anbube cursed the whole root in his heart. If Minato knew the curse in his heart, he would definitely tell him, rest assured, your last wish will come true. Although Anbube was desperate, he didn't give up. Everyone is Elite Jonin, he can at least delay the time. Don't forget that there is another companion fighting on the other side. As long as you take those 2 people as hostages, maybe he won't have to die here today. Thinking of this, hope rekindled in Anbube's heart. As long as the enemy can't move and I can't move, it can be delayed for as long as possible. But he didn't know that Jonin, whom he had placed high hopes on, had been put at a disadvantage by Makoto and Changfeng. Under the oppression of Jonin, Makoto and Changfeng both broke through, and their strength has made great progress, reaching the strength of a special Jonin. Especially Makoto, or Goyu advanced to Sangoyu under pressure. Let them who were originally at a disadvantage turn around and put the enemy at a disadvantage. Once they get familiar with their own strength, they will be able to complete the counter kill. And Minato was a little puzzled when he saw Elite Jonin standing there motionless. He looked anxious to attack just now, but now he is not moving. Minato would never have thought that the other party was frightened by his own strength, and now he just wanted to delay time, placing his hope in the hands of the only remaining companion. Of course Minato would not wait with him and immediately launched a ninjutsu attack. Fire style, fire out. Minato's mouth was like a flamethrower, spraying out endless flames and rushing towards Anbube. Anbube didn't answer, just ran away, and after dodging Haohuomi's attack, he stayed where he was, and continued to watch Minato vigilantly but didn't attack. The corner of Minato's mouth twitched when he saw this. He felt that he had met a fake Elite Jonin. Is there such a cowardly Elite Jonin? But there is no way. Who let the other party have been frightened by him, always felt that he could not escape, and he was not Minato's opponent, so he acted so cowardly. Since you like running away so much, let's see where you run this time. Minato separated several shadow clones, and 4 shadow clones then occupied the 4 directions of south, east, north and west. Fire style, flame burning to the sky. 4 A-level ninjutsu rushed towards Anbubi from different directions, and this A-level ninjutsu was still controllable. No matter how Anbubi evaded, Lai Yantian chased him. However, when he wanted to escape from the encirclement, a flying thunder god from Minato's body passed by, scaring him back. That's right, even if you get scared and go back, you don't need to use ninjutsu. In this way, Minato touched his face speechlessly. How can I be so cute, a pink and sunny little boy, how can I scare people like this? Boom. Long-term defense must be lost. 4 A-level ninjutsu bombarded Anbubi one after another. After being hit by 4 A-level ninjutsu, Anbubi lay on the ground covered in charred black. In fact, if he fought Minato with all his strength from the beginning, maybe he would not have lost so quickly. His cowardice gave Minato enough time to launch a powerful ninjutsu. So he can be said to be dead and useless, and he has not exerted his due strength at all. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing an elite Jonin, the random reward space development degree is 13. Ding! Congratulations host space development has reached 80%. Ding! Congratulations host learned the space skill Flying Thunder God Guide. Hehe, I really didn't expect that the space development rate was randomly reached twice in this mission, which directly increased the space development rate by 20%. Now the Flying Thunder God Guide has also learned, and you can transfer it directly when you encounter Tailed Beast Bomb in the future, so you don't need to fight hard. Take back all the triangular forks on the ground one by one. That's all money, of course it's taken back, otherwise it's not just about money, it's also troublesome to manufacture, and it needs to be customized. After finishing the battlefield here, Minato looked to the final battlefield, Makoto and Changfeng vs Jonin. After finding that they were not in danger with Minato, Minato was not going to grab the head anymore, but came to watch the battle beside them. As for the appearance of Minato, the three people in the battle naturally saw it. It goes without saying that Minato can appear here, so the results of the battle needless to say, so the moods of the two sides are completely opposite. One miserable as hell, one happy as hell. Seeing that his seniors were all dead, and that kid didn't look injured, it made Jonin, who was already at a disadvantage, even worse. It didn't take long for Changfeng to kill Jonin for the first time with Makoto. Minato, your strength has improved again. You managed to kill 2 elite Jonins. I believe your strength will soon reach the level of Teacher Jiraiya. Seeing that his opponent was dead, Makoto happily ran to Minato's side and praised him. Changfeng also came over, but his gaze was more helpless. What should I do if the target I have been trying to catch up to upgrades too fast? Wait online. He has only advanced to 1 small stage, and Minato has already advanced to 2 small stages, which makes people chase after him. God, this question is really too difficult. The concubine can't do it, Chongfeng shouted crazily in his heart. Let's go, talk to the village chief, and then go to the lair of those wandering ninjas. If there is no problem, let's go back to the village. Minato said as if nothing happened. He didn't feel the excitement of killing 2 elite Jonins at all. For him, this is basic practice and not worth mentioning. It will become more and more powerful in the future. Then what about these corpses? Makoto pointed to the 4 Anbu corpses. It's not good to leave them here like this. What if the enemy finds them and picks up the corpses and returns them? Seal it in the storage scroll, and bring it back to Shimura Danzo to see, and give him a little surprise. Minato came up with an idea and sealed all 4 of them on the storage scroll. After the task was completed, Minato and others rushed back to Konoha quickly, reporting the task. He did not let Makoto go with Changfeng, but went alone, and he had to have a good fight with Shimura Danzo. The task is completed. Do you want to rest for a few days, or continue the task? Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately said with a smile when he saw Minato came back. I don't know, let's see. Minato doesn't know when the mission will be released for the time being, because he has important things to do next. After the character report, Minato asked Sarutobi Hiruzen to call Shimura Danzo over. Why are you looking for him? Sarutobi Hiruzen was surprised, but he didn't refuse. Uncle Hokage, just say you are looking for him and don't mention me. Seeing that Sarutobi Hiruzen agreed, Minato immediately added. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded. Although he was puzzled, he didn't ask any further questions. Anyway, when Shimura Danzo came, he would know what Minato wanted to do. After a while, there was a sound of footsteps outside Hokage's office, although Shimura Danzo came in through the door. Sarutobi, what do you want from me? As soon as he entered the door, Shimura Danzo asked impatiently, but his pupils shrank when he saw Minato standing there, shocked. It's not that I'm looking for you, but Minato is looking for you. Seeing Shimura Danzo coming, Sarutobi Hiruzen also looked at Minato curiously, and he also noticed Shimura Danzo's expression on what happened. I said old stuff, you don't know what I want from you, do you? Minato didn't wait for them to ask, and started to tease Shimura Danzo directly. Namikaze Minato, pay attention to your attitude, I am the elder of Konoha, what do you mean by that? An old thing directly ignited Shimura Danzo, and his face was extremely gloomy at this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't say much after hearing Minato's words, but planned to wait and see what happened. He believed that Minato would not trouble Shimura Danzo for no reason, and he already had some guesses. Minato didn't say much, but took out the storage scroll and threw the 4 corpses in front of Shimura Danzo. Don't tell me you don't know who they are. Pointing to the 4 corpses, Minato looked at Shimura Danzo sarcastically, because these people still want to kill him, dreaming. Namikaze Minato, what do you mean, what are you doing with a few dead people, and you must explain to me your rudeness to me before. Shimura Danzo just glanced at the corpse on the ground, and stopped looking at it. Instead, he blamed Minato. His psychological quality is not generally strong, and he deserves to have mastered the roots for so many years. It doesn't matter if you don't admit it. Minato already knew that Shimura Danzo would deny it, so he turned to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Uncle Hokage, can you help me find out the identities of these people? These people attacked me during this mission. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep puff of the pipe on his mouth, and now he has confirmed his previous guess that Shimura Danzo sent people to attack Minato. If it is not obvious, his Hokage is useless. Go and check the files. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to an Anbu over his head. Yes, Anbu stepped forward to check all 4 of them, and then went to look for the files. At this time, Hokage's office was quiet, and none of the 3 people spoke, and they were all waiting for the result. And Shimura Danzo, who was targeted, was even calmer, with a look of indifference. It seems that he has already thought about the way out. It didn't take long for that Anbu to come back, bringing with him information on the 4 corpses on the ground. After Sarutobi Hiruzen took a look, the anger in his heart surged up. Snapped. Sarutobi Hiruzen slapped the table hard. Danzo, what else do you have to say? These 4 people are all people from your roots. It's true that these 4 people belong to my roots, but I don't know what they did to cause their death. Namikaze Minato, you'd better give me an explanation as to why these 4 people died. Shimura Danzo directly blamed him. Since everyone is dead anyway, there is no evidence that he sent out to hunt down Minato. Didn't you deny knowing them just now? Why do you know them now? Minato stared closely at Shimura Danzo. How could I remember all the people in Anbu? After all, I'm old, and it's normal to forget some people. Shimura Danzo said without haste. Also, don't avoid the important and ignore the minor. How did these 4 people die? Is it the truth that you said they attacked you? And when I looked at the information, I remembered that these 4 people are very powerful. Can you kill them by yourself? Could it be that you colluded with people from other villages to besiege and kill them, and then put the blame on me? Quote. Shimura Danzo opened his left eye, looking aggressively, like Minato wouldn't let it go until he explained it clearly. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned at Shimura Danzo. How could he not know the tricks after being Hokage for so many years? It's just that without evidence now, he really can't do anything about Shimura Danzo. Everyone is in a high position, and Sarutobi Hiruzen still has a lot of worries if he takes people without evidence. And Minato saw Sarutobi Hiruzen's appearance, and knew that without evidence, Sarutobi Hiruzen was unreliable. But he also knew Sarutobi Hiruzen's temperament, so he didn't plan to do anything to Shimura Danzo at first. Minato murmured to himself. Really, if I were Hokage, if I really knew that you did this, I would ask for a piece of evidence and bring you to trial. Cut, don't label things indiscriminately, everyone knows what's going on. Minato dismissed Shimura Danzo's framing. HMPH, if you don't prove how you were able to kill these ninjas, I have reason to suspect that you colluded with other ninjas from Ninja Village to murder your companions. How could Shimura Danzo let go of this opportunity, being aggressive and refusing to give in? Are you sure you want me to prove it to you? Minato gave Shimura Danzo a playful look. Sure, Shimura Danzo's eyes were burning, and he did not back down. Okay, keep your eyes open to see clearly, Minato said, took out a triangular fork, pointed at kunai, and threw it at Shimura Danzo. You fool, I really don't dare to do anything to you, you dare to gossip in front of me, beat me up, let you know why flowers are so popular today. Throw kunai, are you kidding me? You want to kill 2 elite Jonin and 2 Jonin just for that? Shimura Danzo taunted as Minato pulled out kunai. When he secretly saw Minato's shot, he was startled at first, and he was very cautious, but when he saw Minato, he threw a handful of kunai, and he was relieved immediately. Facing the incoming kunai, he turned his head slightly and avoided it. Minato showed a strange smile when he saw this. Just now he had checked Shimura Danzo's strength with the Eye of Insight. Name: Shimura Danzo. Age: 43 years old. Ninjutsu: various wind-style ninjutsu. Summoning Beast: Nightmare Taper. Comprehensive Strength: Elite Jonin quasi-cage level. It seems that Shimura Danzo's strength is really not good, and his current strength is at the same level as Jiraiya's. After getting a bunch of Sharingan and Senju Hashirama's cells, he probably stepped into cage level. Minato is no longer afraid of the quasi-cage level existence. After all, he himself is the comprehensive strength of elite Jonin. When Shimura Danzo saw Minato's sly smile, he immediately felt bad, but it was too late. Because the next moment Minato disappeared in place and appeared behind him, and then a Rasengan slapped Shimura Danzo's right shoulder. Boom! The force of Rasengan sent Shimura Danzo flying, hitting the wall of Hokage's office before falling to the ground. Minato, what are you? Seeing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up in surprise and looked at Minato uncertainly. As for shooting Shimura Danzo, he didn't care at all. He knew Minato was venting his anger. Besides, anyone with a discerning eye can see what's going on at a glance, so he didn't stop Minato when he made a move. You guessed it right, Uncle Hokage, this is a technique I just completed a while ago, the second stage of Flying Thunder God. I can bind the coordinate technique to Kawaii, and then teleport. Minato naturally knew what Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to ask, so he didn't hide it, and there was nothing to hide. Great, really great. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood still and muttered. The stronger Minato is, the happier he is. Namikaze Minato, you have committed rebellion, I arrest you for assaulting the elder. Sarutobi Hiruzen was happy, but Shimura Danzo was mad with anger. Shimura Danzo, are you out of your wits? You asked me to prove it to you. Blame me. Minato spread his hands and completely shirked responsibility. Tisk, you are the only one who can mess around, I can't, third Hokage is on my side, I am born invincible. Also, Uncle Hokage didn't even issue an order. How can you arrest me? Could it be that your order is bigger than Hokage's? Minato continued to hate Shimura Danzo. Okay, Danzo, this is the end of this matter. You are responsible for your actions if you hit Minato with a Rasengan, but you remember, next time I catch such a thing as evidence, then your roots can also be disbanded. I am Konoha's Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruzen made the decision to call it a day, and gave Shimura Danzo a sharp stare to warn him. This time the matter was already too serious, but he had no evidence, otherwise he would have dismissed the root directly. Shimura Danzo's face was cloudy after hearing this, his heart was about to explode, and he finally walked away without saying anything. On the way back to the roots, Shimura Danzo roared madly in his heart, Hokage! 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 Sarutobi, you know that you can use Hokage to suppress me. Sooner or later, I will ascend to the position of Hokage, and it will be time for me to settle my grievances. And Namikaze Minato, just let you jump for a while, I will take revenge on everything between us. After almost venting her inner anger, Shimura Danzo looked at the front line and thought again, it seems that the cooperation with Orochimaru will be carried out soon. Senju, I want to get the power of the Uchiha clan as soon as possible. When the time comes to gather the power of the two clans, who will be my opponent? Never before has Shimura Danzo been so thirsty for power, and it was too much to be humiliated by Minato today. At that moment just now, he didn't even have the slightest reaction, and he was shot flying. It is undeniable that the Flying Thunder God technique is really hard to guard against, and one negligence may be seized by Minato, humiliated, or killed. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more. Chapter 51. You got angry. After Shimura Danzo left, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Minato with a smile. Not yet, I was hunted down by 2 Jonin and 2 elite Jonin, how could I calm down so easily? Minato shook his head and said very unhappy. After hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Minato speechlessly, what a vengeful little guy. When did you learn the second stage of Flying Thunder God? Don't tell me. Sarutobi Hiruzen acted like you were hiding something from me. I'm not one of those brats who show off when they learn a new ninjutsu. These should be used as cards. Minato spoke with both hands. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded in relief. As expected, Minato is a mature kid. It's just that a brat calls someone else a brat. This scene feels a bit discordant. After chatting with Sarutobi Hiruzen for a while, Minato quit the Hokage office. Today I gave Shimura Danzo a small ball, and Minato's mood is still very comfortable. But this is not enough. Minato is going back to train Kushina well, let him master the 9 tails early, and then put a tailed beast bomb on the route, it will definitely be very exciting, wow quack. Thinking of Shimura Danzo's miserable appearance, Minato couldn't wait to go to the ninja school to find Kushina. Get Kushina to communicate with that Tsunere fox from 9 tails as early as possible. After arriving at the school, I unexpectedly found that Makoto was also there. Aren't you surprised to see me? Makoto winked playfully after seeing Minato. Indeed, Minato shrugged. Unexpectedly, I didn't invite you to even guess my little thoughts. She is indeed the woman I like, and she really understands me. Minato just had a chat with Makoto outside, and then teased her, making her face flushed, so cute. It didn't take long for Kushina to come out, and then looked at Makoto who was blushing suspiciously, but didn't think much, and got tired of Minato directly. In fact, she had some guesses in her heart, but she didn't show it. Besides, there is no evidence, and he can't be jealous indiscriminately. What Kushina didn't know was that by the time he caught the evidence, she was already used to the 3 of them being together. This is Minato's plan, habit becomes nature. For the next month, Minato and the others did not go out to pick up the task, and Makoto and Changfeng just consolidated their new breakthrough strength. As for Minato, the invincible shadow clone method is used to develop various development speeds every day. Then it is to accompany Kushina to practice, let her practice sealing and ninjutsu while using 9 tails chakra, and communicate with 9 tails. On this day, Minato, Kushina and Makoto came to the street and found that many people were talking excitedly. Have you heard? Jiraiya-sama, Tsunade-sama and Orochimaru-sama jointly resisted the attack of Rain Shinobi Village, and was given the title of Konoha Sannin by the famous demigod Hanzo of the Salamander. Of course I heard that the title of Konoha Sannin is now spread all over Konoha. I heard that because of the obstruction of 3 people, Rain Shinobi Village withdrew from the war with Konoha. That's right, as expected of Master Hokage's 3 apprentices, it's really unbelievable that they were able to stop the demigod. Minato was startled when he heard the discussions among the villagers on the street. Has the title of Konoha Sannin appeared? Originally, I wanted to improve my strength a little bit, at least to reach the quasi-cage level like Jiraiya. But there will be a moment after the fact how powerful this Hanzo of the Salamander, known as the demigod, is. It turned out that they had already finished the fight, which was really disappointing. However, Minato doesn't have much entanglement. It's just Sannin's fame battle, not his own fame battle. And because of his arrival, coupled with the fluttering of the little butterfly's wings, his fame battle will probably be brought forward. There's nothing the old man can do if he doesn't let him go, otherwise he would have gone to the front line to increase the development speed. It's not that he didn't think about sneaking out, but thinking that Kushina was still in the village, Minato gave up the plan to sneak out after thinking about it. Anyway, there are a lot of chakra now, and many shadow clones are assigned to develop various development speeds. Very slow. Unexpectedly, the development speed is increasing at a speed visible to the naked eye, and Minato's body is using the lightning-style chakra mode to exercise his body. It can not only improve the development of Sage body, but also strengthen your own physical body, so why not do it? Wow, Sannin 2, Sister Tsunade is so amazing, she can actually be given the title by that demigod. Kushina braved all her hair, wishing to replace her. Silly girl, that's worship. What you have to do is to surpass others and let the whole ninja world worship you because of your strength, instead of being recognized by some so-called strong people. Minato has no problem with Sanin's title, but he himself will never be complacent about being given the title after being defeated by others. Even if he is a living title, he must defeat the enemy and get the so-called title. Just like in the original book, he kills 50 rock shinobi's Jonin in an instant, thus earning the title of Golden Flash. That's right, just like the title of my blood red pepper, I also got it because I beat up my friends of the same age and ran away. Kushina got it right. It's just that this metaphor makes Minato a little ashamed, but it's fine that Kushina likes it. So, Mr. Jiraiya and the others will return to the village soon. After all, the battlefield in the Land of Rain is over. Makoto said aside. Who knows? Minato is also not sure, because of Little Butterfly's instigation, whether Jiraiya will meet those 3 little guys, the founders of future Akatsuki. But no matter what, Minato has no intention of intervening. Those guys are being watched by Uchiha Madara, and his current strength does not allow him to intervene. Besides, the development of the 3 people in the early stage did not require him to intervene, and the blackening of the entire Akatsuki organization only happened after Yahiko's death. Speaking of Yahiko's death, it is inseparable from the Pot King in the village. You can see him bouncing everywhere. In the blink of an eye, more than a year has passed, and it is time for Kushina to graduate, and of course Naoki is also graduating. The establishment of Konoha has also come to 36 years. Minato, this year's graduates, I'm going to let you lead a class. In Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen showed a smug smile. Hi, I see. Minato replied dejectedly, what a treacherous old man. For more than a year, Minato's ninja level has also reached Jonin earlier. Not only did he arrive at Jonin, but Makoto and Changfeng also arrived at Jonin. With Minato's guidance, Changfeng and Makoto also made rapid progress. It took more than a year to advance from Special Jonin to Jonin, regardless of strength or ninja level. It's just that as Kushina is about to graduate, Sarutobi Hiruzen wants Minato to lead a class, and he is not afraid that Minato will disagree. Because a member of this class is none other than Kushina. If Minato dares to make a decision, then Sarutobi Hiruzen only needs to say a word to Kushina, and Minato will face extremely resentful eyes. I have to say that Sarutobi Hiruzen is too treacherous, pinching Minato to death. Of course, this is also a harmless thing, so Minato didn't say much about Minato. Makoto, Changfeng, it happens that you are fine, so you can also be the team leader. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the 2 teammates next to Minato. Yes, Lord Hokage. Makoto and Changfeng agreed without Sarutobi Hiruzen saying much. In their hearts, Hokage's order is still very valuable, and it can be said that it is a supreme honor to be assigned a task by Hokage himself. This is something no one else can think of, so how could they refuse it? Who else will I lead the team besides Kushina? Now that they have agreed to be the team leader, Minato also wants to know who his students are. Although I am only a 12-year-old kid, I can't stand Minato's strength. And with Minato's continuous development of sage body, his height has reached 170, and people will believe that he is a 15-year-old boy. On the contrary, his real age is 12 years old. Except for people who are familiar with him, strangers probably won't believe it when they see him for the first time. In addition to Kushina, Naoki and Aburame age away. Sarutobi Hiruzen handed the information to Minato. Of course, it is just some information, not the ninja files. After all, Kushina and the others have not yet taken the graduation exam. And the graduation exam is tomorrow, so Sarutobi Hiruzen communicated with Minato early. Minato took over the information from Naoki and Aburame age away. On the surface, he was looking at it, but deep down, he caused a storm. The plot has changed a bit. Naoki has changed from Orochimaru's student to his own student, and Aburame Jawei has also become his own student. With myself here, no matter what I say, I will not let Naoki die, otherwise Sister Tsunade will cry to death. As for whether the plot is not plot, Minato doesn't care at all. If he cared, he would have kept a distance from Makoto for the first time. But Naoki's character also needs to be changed. Hey, there is a long way to go. While Minato was checking his student profile, Sarutobi Hiruzen handed over Makoto's student and Changfeng's student profile to them. What is surprising is that Makoto's students turned out to be the Inoshika Cho trio, while Changfeng's students are not well-known players. But there is no way to do this. After all, there are only a few outstanding people this year. Having Makoto as the teacher of the Inoshika Cho trio was also well thought out. The relationship between Makoto and Minato, as someone who has experienced it, Sarutobi Hiruzen would be blind if he couldn't see it. This is just right. Let Makoto serve as the hub of the Hokage family and the Uchiha family. Maybe there is room for both groups to relax. As for the Uchiha clan objecting to Minato and Makoto being together, Sarutobi Hiruzen believes that Minato can handle it by himself, which is his trust in Minato's strength. After all, the ninja world is still a world where strength speaks. With Minato's current strength, if the Uchiha clan dares to oppose, Minato will definitely dare to attack. Of course, this is the worst result, but Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't want to interfere too much. It's best if it can be eased. If it can't be eased, it's just more rigid, it's no big deal. And with the relationship between Minato and Makoto, he will definitely bring the two teams of students to perform missions together. This is indeed something Minato can do. Then you can go and observe your students, and you can lead the team the day after tomorrow. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand and began to chase people away. He still has a lot of work to do. Yes. The three stepped back. After leaving Hokage's office, Changfeng left first. He is not an idiot, and he can't be a light bulb. Of course, Minato and Makoto are relatively restrained. There is no public hand-in-hand, and only in places where no one is around, Minato will make some intimate moves towards Makoto. Instead of going to ninja school, the two returned home. Yes, after a year and a half of working life, Minato is also a person who owns a house, and it is still a small villa. Then he moved out of Jiraiya's house, took Kushina out by the way, and lived together. Makoto also comes to stay for a while from time to time. So no matter how stupid Kushina is, he still knows the tricks between Minato and Makoto. It's just that in the end she chose to turn a blind eye and close one eye. The little girl's mind is still not that serious. Besides, he and Makoto have become best friends. The relationship between the two is also very good. Then Makoto stayed at Minato's house for more and more time, longer and longer. Of course, Minato belongs to the happiest person, and the blessings of people who hug each other from left to right are not known by outsiders. Sometimes when he sleeps with two such beautiful girlfriends in his arms at night, he feels like he is dreaming just thinking about it. Not long after, Kushina bounced back. Minato, I have good news for you. As soon as Kushina came back, she happily ran to Minato and gave him a big hug. What makes you so happy? Scratching Kushina's little nose, Minato said dotingly. Kurama is finally willing to talk to me, Kushina said excitedly while hanging on Minato's body. When Minato heard it, he was startled. Kurama, isn't that the name of Nine Tails? It seems that after so many years of hard work, the arrogant fox finally accepted Kushina's friendship. That's right, you don't know who Kurama is, do you? Let me tell you, the name of Nine Tails is Kurama. It turns out that tailed beasts still have names. In the end, perhaps thinking that Minato didn't know the name of 990, Kurama, Kushina began to talk excitedly again. It's incredible that Nine Tails has a name, Makoto said in surprise after hearing this. As for Minato, he already knew the name of Nine Tails, so he was not surprised. Let's go out, don't stay in the house. Minato's heart moved, thinking of what he had been thinking all along. Without saying anything, he took Kushina and Makoto directly to the wild. Since Kurama has become friends with you, as friends we can't lock him up. After arriving at the training ground, Minato proposed to Kushina. That's right, I'll open the 4-element seal and let Kurama out. Kushina nodded belatedly, and then sank into the spiritual space. I saw Jillabe being watched by an iron door. Kushina stepped forward and tore off the seal, and then pressed her hand on her stomach, and the blocked door was opened by the way. Kurama, you are free. I almost forgot if Minato didn't tell you. How can you lock up your friend? Kushina smiled and looked at Kurama with an embarrassed expression. Aren't you afraid that I'll lie to you? Just trust me and let me out. Kurama continued to lie on her stomach, showing no joy at all because the seal was lifted, and her expression was very calm. How come? I trust you very much, Kurama. Friends should trust each other. Kushina tilted her head and thought for a while, then looked at Kurama firmly. Oh, I won't chat with you anymore. Minato is still waiting for me outside. Kushina suddenly rang something, and hurriedly exited the mental space. As expected, this girl still cares about Minato the most. The corner of Kurama's mouth twitched, but then he showed a happy smile. Even if the seal was released, he didn't want to go out now. I have gotten used to staying here in Kushina for the past few years, and if I leave this guy's nagging, maybe he still isn't used to it. As expected of a tsundere fox, his ideas are so different. After Kushina's spirit returned to the outside world, she immediately said to Minato, I have unlocked the seal, and now Kurama can come out at any time, but this guy doesn't know if he has slept too long and become lazy, so he doesn't want to come out. To what extent can you do it now? Can you transform into a tailed beast or use some other mode? Minato asked Kushina curiously. I don't know, I'll try. Jukesen said and closed his eyes. Kurama, give me your chakra. Kushina cried out to Kurama from the bottom of his heart. Take it. Kurama didn't care about the little chakra at all, and casually threw out a large cloud of blue chakra and merged into Kushina's body. Shua. After Nine Tails chakra and Kushina merged, Kushina's appearance changed instantly. The whole person became golden, the long golden hair fluttered in the wind, and some black lines appeared on the body, especially at the collarbone. 6 black hook jade appeared. And as Kushina turned on the Nine Tails golden body mode, the surrounding trees began to grow. Use the power of Kurama to become like this. Kushina stood up and looked left and right, and was also stunned by his own appearance. It's amazing, your chakra can even affect the growth of surrounding trees, it's full of vitality. Makoto looked at Kushina adoringly. How long can you maintain this state? Minato asked the key question. My current strength is too weak. I can't keep it like this for too long. It's only about half an hour. And the most important thing is that I can't use it for too long. Kushina said dejectedly. That's good. With the help of Nine Tails, I can rest assured of your safety. Minato laughed, and used the Eye of Yuanjian to see Kushina's strength. Name, Uzumaki Kushina. Age, 12. Strength, Elite Chunin. Ninjutsu, various seal techniques, Rasengan, Big Ball Rasengan, Shadow Clone Technique. Summoning, Mount Myoboku Toad. Overall strength, Special Jonin. State 1. Nine Tails Golden Body Mode. In this state, the strength of Elite Jonin. State 2. Nine Tails Tail Beast Transformation. In this state, primary cage level strength. It is indeed the biggest cheat in the early stage. With just a Nine Tails Golden Body Mode, Kushina can fight against Elite Jonin with the strength of Elite Chunin. Especially in the state of fully tailed beast, it has the strength of elementary cage level. This span is not small. But Minato is not envious, his wife is envious. Look, if you can condense tailed beast bomb in this state, just like condensing Rasengan, you can condense Nine Tails chakra into tailed beast bomb. Now that Kushina has been able to use Kurama's power, of course Minato has to dig it for him. I'll try. 2.3. Hearing this, Kushina stretched out a hand and began to condense the tailed beast bomb. A small black chakra sphere first appeared between Kushina's hands, and then this black chakra sphere slowly began to grow larger. It's just that Kushina condensed the tailed beast bomb for the first time after all. After the volume was slightly larger, the tailed beast bomb broke directly, declaring that the attack was a complete failure. Don't worry, take your time, after all, you are using this skill for the first time, imagine what Rasengan looks like. Minato encouraged Kushina while teaching her the method. Fortunately, Kushina has learned Rasengan before, so it is convenient for Minato to explain. Kushina kept Minato's words in her heart, and then corresponded with what she just performed. I'll try again. After Minato finished speaking, Kushina began to experiment again. This time Kushina almost succeeded, but he was too excited to fail in the end, which caused a problem with the control, which made the tailed beast bomb shatter. Hee, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Kushina stuck out her tongue mischievously. It's okay, just keep trying. Minato rubbed Kushina's head and continued to encourage. Kushina took a deep breath, calmed down, and started to gather tailed beast bomb again. This time it went very well. In the eyes of Minato and Makoto, this black-tailed beast bomb slowly took shape from small to large. Try to see the power. When the tailed beast bomb took shape, Minato said to Jung Na. Kushina thought so too. Shoot the tailed beast bomb straight out where no one is in front of you. The tailed beast bomb turned into a missile, smashing all the obstacles ahead. Boom. 17 inches. It exploded completely after flying hundreds of meters. Terrifying energy erupted from the tailed beast bomb, destroying everything within its envelope. When the dust settled, a huge crater with a radius of about 50 meters appeared in the eyes of Minato and the three of them 100 meters away. Hiss, what a powerful force. Makoto covered his mouth in surprise. It's not the most powerful. The tailed beast bomb will only be the most powerful when Kushina is fully transformed into 9 tails, and now it's simply childish. Surprised to see Makoto like this, Minato no longer reminded. Of course the most powerful is the tailed beast bomb from 10 tails. That tailed beast bomb is as big as the whole body of tailed beast 8 tails. So many earth styles from the Ninja Alliance are like paper in front of 10 tails tailed beast bomb. Kushina, I've given you a mission to condense the tailed beast bomb as large as possible. I need your tailed beast bomb to bomb a place. Minato told Kushina what he thought. No problem, leave it to me. After hearing this, Kushina made an okay gesture. Then the hands began to condense the tailed beast bomb. Tell me when you're about to lose control. Minato reminds Kushina. Yeah, I see. Seeing that the tailed beast bomb was getting bigger and bigger, Minato hurriedly communicated with the Flying Thunder God technique left at the root base. Now it only takes a thought to bring Kushina there. I'm about to lose control of Minato. When the tailed beast bomb reached 10 meters in diameter, Kushina's voice finally came. Without further ado, Minato disappeared in place with Kushina in a flash of golden light, and when he reappeared, he was already at the root base. Put it on, Minato said to Kushina pointing in one direction. That was the direction Shimura Danzo was in at the beginning, and I don't know if it has changed. But Minato didn't care either. It didn't matter whether it was deep-fried to Shimura Danzo. After hearing the instructions, Kushina pushed the tailed beast bomb in the direction Minato pointed without hesitation. The tailed beast bomb galloped towards the crazy horse that broke free from the rope. What is this? The moment the tailed beast bomb was launched, Anbu discovered it, but when he saw the tailed beast bomb, he was completely stunned. Of course, after the tailed beast bomb was launched, Minato also disappeared into the root's underground base. However, they did not come to the wild, but appeared not far from the ground of the root base, ready to see the excitement. How can I not see for myself the gift I have thought so hard to give to Shimura Danzo? This is Tailed Beast Bomb. Why did Tailed Beast Bomb appear in the base? Run quickly. A scream spread throughout the root base. But how could Tailed Beast Bomb's speed be beyond their ability to run? Boom. After the Tailed Beast Bomb traveled tens of meters and destroyed countless buildings, it finally exploded. The powerful energy not only shattered the surrounding area, but also made the entire underground base crumbling. Boom. As the tailed beast bomb explodes underground, a chain reaction follows. Many underground pillars were bombed and torn apart, unable to support the ground above. As a result, the ground above began to crumble. A large number of stones were continuously dropped from the sky, and many people on the ground were directly crushed to death by the stones before they had time to escape. Pieces of rooms collapsed, and a lot of root materials were submerged underground. And all kinds of miserable cries kept ringing from the ground. In this chaotic scene, a one-eyed dragon with 4 men constantly dodging is Shimura Danzo. Suddenly countless stones poured down from above. Wind-style, vacuum waves. Shimura Danzo's reaction was very timely, and countless invisible wind bombs sprayed out from his mouth. Smash the large stones falling from above. Shimura Danzo's 4 subordinates were not idle, and they were also using ninjutsu to smash the huge stones towards them. No, Master Danzo, we must escape to the top as soon as possible, otherwise we will be buried alive if we continue. One of the subordinates reminded. He naturally knows why Shimura Danzo hasn't left, because he wants to keep those root members underground. It's just that it's a bit unrealistic now. If you don't leave, it is estimated that they will die here too. Withdraw. Shimura Danzo pondered for a long time, and finally gave the order unwillingly. The team he managed to gather over the years was completely ruined. Shimura Danzo chose to retreat, and 4 ninjas cleared the way ahead. Of course, I don't forget to remind those ninjas that those who can keep up try to keep up, and Shimura Danzo who can't keep up have no choice. After suffering enough, Shimura Danzo finally escaped and came to the surface. Just looking at his subordinates, Shimura Danzo's heart suddenly felt cold. Including the 4 ninjas who have been leading the way with him, there are only 8 people around him at this time. Not even 10 people. You know, before the disaster came, he was Anbu with hundreds of people. This time he can be said to have suffered a heavy loss. Among the 8 people, only the ninja who opened the way with him has the strength of Jonin, exactly 2 elite Jonin and 2 Jonin. The remaining 4 who were lucky enough to keep up, only had the strength of Chunin. Not reconciled, Shimura Danzo began to scream to the sky, he must smash the perpetrator into pieces. Shimura Danzo does not believe that this is a natural disaster at all, it is completely a man-made disaster. He knew it was caused by the tailed beast bomb. And the only one in the village who can release tailed beast bomb is Nine Tails Jinchuriki. And there are only 3 people who can make Nine Tails Jinchuriki obey. Tsunade, Sarutobi Hiruzen and his lover Namikaze Minato. With Tsunade still on the front line, it is impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to do so. So there is only one person who can do this, Namikaze Minato. Namikaze Minato, very good, the old man has written down this grudge, we will wait and see. Shimura Danzo had to grit his teeth to suppress the anger in his stomach. Because he knew that even if he knew who the other party was, it was useless. Quite simply, he has no evidence at all to prove that Namikaze Minato did this incident. Ha 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 ha, it's so enjoyable, it's so cool. In the wild, Kushina hugged her belly and laughed wildly. On the ground just now, he and Minato saw the originally flat ground explode with the underground tailed beast bomb. It began to collapse in an instant, and patches of ground were sunken underground. Then he and Minato came back. As for being so funny, Makoto looked at Kushina's appearance, a little puzzled. Makoto, you don't know, this Shimura Danzo always troubles Minato, this time he caused such a heavy loss, of course I am happy. Husband and demon is online again. Makoto was taken aback when he heard that, so it was because of Minato that he was so happy. Kushina's love for Minato is pure and pure. Okay, I finally gave Shimura Danzo the gift I have been preparing for so many years, and now the experiment is over, and I will wait for Nana's graduation exam tomorrow. Minato smiled and rubbed Kushina's little head, his tone full of affection. Oh yeah, I've finally graduated, and I can become a ninja out of the village. Kushina had already graduated early, but not only Minato refused, but even Sarutobi Hiruzen refused. So he had to stay obediently until he graduated normally. I'll give you a surprise when you graduate. Minato smiled mysteriously. Kushina didn't know that he would be his team leader yet. What a surprise? Kushina asked impatiently. It was said to be a surprise, but now that I say no, there is no sense of expectation. Minato smiled, but didn't tell Kushina. Hearing Minato's words, Kushina pouted dissatisfiedly. Minato didn't say anything, and returned to Konoha with the 2 of them. Makoto, go and pack up your things, we will live here from now on. After returning home, Minato started proposing. Good. Makoto thought for a while before agreeing. Then I'll go home to pack my things now, and I'll move here later. Makoto said and walked towards the Uchiha clan. The residence of the Uchiha clan. When Makoto stepped here, a member of the Uchiha clan came over immediately. Makoto-sama, I finally found you. The patriarch wants you to go there. Makoto heard that after thinking about it, he did not refuse, and that he was not in a hurry to move. Anyway, it was still early, so he followed him. After arriving at the place, I found out that this place turned out to be a meeting hall. It was a little strange, as some families never consulted her for their affairs. What happened today even summoned her to the chamber. When she stepped into the chamber, she realized that not only the patriarch was there. The great elder Uchiha no, who is rarely seen at ordinary times, and some other elders, as well as Uchiha Fugaku, the son of the patriarch, were also there. I don't know what the patriarch is talking about. Makoto didn't bother to pay attention to why they were here, and asked straight to the point. Makoto, you are Jonin now, and the Sharingan has also opened the three-hook jade. Why? The patriarch Uchiha Hiroshi did not answer Makoto's question but asked an irrelevant question. Yes, what's the problem? Makoto frowned, but didn't hide it. The people present were all happy to hear that the 17-year-old Jonin and Sharingan also pioneered the three-go jade. He is simply a genius in the clan. Especially Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Hiroshi were even more delighted. Well, my son Uchiha Fugaku is now Jonin too, and I've been looking for a wonderful girl for him to be his future wife. In the future, the position of the patriarch will basically belong to Fugaku, so the patriarch's wife must not be sloppy. Now you are the most gifted in the Uchiha clan, so I want you and Fugaku to get engaged first, and then you two get married in a few years. Uchiha Hiroshi told Makoto his thoughts, and of course he had already told the elders present. This is why so many elders are gathered here today. In the future, the patriarch's choice of wife cannot be sloppy, and they have to check it out. But this girl named Uchiha Makoto is really impeccable, and she is the perfect candidate for the patriarch's wife. As for Uchiha Fugaku, he is also very satisfied with Makoto. Whether it is strength or appearance, it perfectly fits the image of his wife in his mind. And Uchiha Hiroshi's words are also very domineering, as if Makoto is already his default daughter-in-law. They didn't even ask Makoto's opinion, just said that he would get engaged to Fugaku, and didn't take her seriously. In their minds, being the wife of the future patriarch is not the honor of a woman's life, a blessing that cannot be cultivated in 8 lifetimes. I'm sorry patriarch, I'm going to disappoint your good intentions, I don't have the desire to be the patriarch's wife. However, the slap in the face came so fast. When they, Liao Wanghao, were full of confidence, Makoto's words struck everyone's hearts like a bolt from the blue. Why? What's wrong with me? Why reject me? However, Uchiha Fugaku was dumbfounded. The perfect wife in his mind rejected his father's proposal. This made her feel very humiliated. I am the future patriarch Dong. I also want to know why, can you tell me? Hiroshi Uchiha suppressed the anger in his heart, and looked at Makoto with a gloomy face. To have the guts to reject his proposal, and in front of so many elders. He felt that the authority of his patriarch had been challenged. If he can't give him a satisfactory answer, he doesn't mind using the power of the patriarch. Don't think that Jonin is great, and don't think that I will be jealous when I have Jiraiya as my back. Elite Jonin, our Uchiha clan is not without it. Because I have someone I like, what else can I do? Makoto doesn't care about Uchiha Hiroshi's gloomy face at all. Minato is her biggest confidence. Who is it? Is there anyone in the family that you can admire? But it doesn't matter, you tell me who it is, and I will let the other party back out, and then you and Fugaku will be engaged. Uchiha Hiroshi is quite domineering, completely disregarding Makoto's feelings. In order to pave the way for his son, he will remove all obstacles in front of him. Makoto looked at Hiro Uchiha speechlessly after hearing this. What is this called? Who do I like to be with? Do I still need your consent? No comment. After Makoto finished speaking, he ignored the people present and walked directly to his room. This family can be said to be hopeless, it is so self-righteous and domineering, and my marriage needs them to be the masters, it is simply ridiculous. Forget it, anyway, I don't want to have anything to do with this family, and I just moved out of the Uchiha family today, so I can just be Namikaze Makoto with peace of mind in the future. Watching Makoto walk away, Hiroshi Uchiha's inner anger soared. It is simply unreasonable for a small family disciple to dare not give him face as the patriarch. But he can't get angry now, otherwise his reputation in the family will be completely tainted by 083. Because others do not agree to marry your son, you have to deal with them, which is too domineering. This thing can only be done in secret, in spoken rules. On the bright side, you can't mess around. After Makoto walked out of the conference hall, he came to his house. After packing up some meaningful things, Makoto walked out of the house where he had lived for more than 10 years. She has no relatives anymore. Now Minato is her only relative, so she can say goodbye to the past. Her future belongs to Minato. After taking one last look at the house, Makoto turned around and left the family. As for making things difficult for the Uchiha clan after being with Minato, Makoto is not worried. He trusts his man to figure it out. Makoto-sama, what is this? At the gate of the family, a member of the Uchiha clan asked in surprise after seeing Makoto go out with a package on his back. "I'm leaving here, and I'm going to live in the house of my beloved." Makoto didn't bother to hide it. Anyway, he would know sooner or later, and it wouldn't be too long. Maybe everyone in the Uchiha clan will know about it tomorrow. After leaving the house of the Uchiha family gracefully, Makoto walked towards his new home in the future. After seeing Uchiha Makoto walking away, the Uchiha tribe finally reacted and ran to the tribe's meeting hall. "The patriarch is not well." Makoto-sama packed her bags and left. She said she was going to live at the house of her beloved. Because he was nervous, he didn't knock on the door, but broke in directly. "What, is it that the person she likes is not a member of our Uchiha clan, but a person from outside the clan? Who gave her the guts to be with outsiders? Does she want the blood of the Uchiha clan to flow out?" Uchiha Hong stood up angrily after hearing this. He would never agree to this matter. "HMPH, you are so lawless, you dare to mess with people outside the clan. It seems that it is necessary to take back the veins in her. Great Elder Uchiha Yi's complexion is also very ugly, the family honor should not be tarnished. Immediately go and find out who this sinner is with. That's right, after finding out, send this person who dared to tarnish the Uchiha clan's bloodline to hell. Uchiha's glory is not allowed to be tarnished." "I agree, a thunderbolt has to be given to show that Uchiha is not to be trifled with." The rest of the elders also spoke out one after another, and they were of the same mind on this matter. "Fugaku, this matter is entrusted to you. Immediately find out where that Uchiha beauty BHFJ Chin went." Hiroshi Uchiha turned around and announced solemnly. "Don't worry, father, I will get the answer within today." Uchiha Fugaku bowed first, then went out to track down Makoto's whereabouts without looking back. After going out, Uchiha Fugaku ordered a few people from the Uchiha clan, and Yingma separated to find traces of Uchiha Makoto. Hesitation. Uchiha Makoto is not particularly dry, so the beating is not fast. When she reached the door of Minato's house, the Uchiha clan finally found her and intercepted her. "Uchiha Makoto, do you know what crime you have committed, that you dare to have an affair with an outsider?" Perhaps it was Makoto's refusal, so Uchiha Fugaku's face was particularly ferocious at this time, and he felt that there was already a green prairie above his head. "Sorry, whoever I like is my freedom. I don't think I've committed any serious crimes because of whoever I'm with, so please keep your mouth clean, otherwise I don't mind tearing him apart." Uchiha Fugaku's words undoubtedly annoyed Makoto, but considering that he was also a member of Uchiha after all, this time it was just a warning. Uchiha Fugaku doesn't think so. Makoto's warning is undoubtedly a kind of humiliation in his heart. He, the grand young master of the Uchiha clan, the future head of the Uchiha clan, was actually warned. No matter who it is, he wants the other party to pay the price, even the woman he once admired is no exception. HMPH, Uchiha Makoto, obediently follow me back and accept the family rules, otherwise don't blame me for sending your sweetheart to hell. Uchiha stepped forward, calling this Makoto in a very low voice. Makoto was taken aback after hearing this, and couldn't help but take a closer look at Uchiha Fugaku. Of course her eyes were like looking at a fool. How powerful is my sweetheart? Now at the young age of 12, he is already an elite jonin, and he is the kind of quasi-cage level who is only one step away from breaking through the cage level. Coupled with the existence of time and space ninjutsu, it can be said that even cage level can't do anything about him. You Uchiha Fugaku, how dare a little jonin dare to say that you send her to resist? This joke is not funny at all. What, you don't believe it? Don't doubt the strength of the Uchiha clan. Although you don't know who your sweetheart is, it's really too easy for the Uchiha clan, the first family of Konoha, to kill someone. Uchiha Fugaku thought that Makoto didn't believe it, so he re-emphasized the strength of the Uchiha clan. "Who do you say you want to kill?" After hearing Uchiha Fugaku's words, Makoto was about to scold, when a cold voice came from behind her. It was Minato. Uchiha Fugaku looked up and saw a man with yellow hair. It was him, that Makoto's teammate Namikaze Minato. For this man, Uchiha Fugaku is also very clear. There are many stories about him in these years, there are legends in the village. Makoto likes, is this the man? Then things get awkward. Not only the strength of this Namikaze Minato, but also his background makes it difficult for Uchiha Fugaku to shake. Jiraiya, one of Sannin, is his master, so it goes without saying that Sannin all stand behind her, and third Hokage will definitely support his apprentice. In this way, if you want to move Namikaze Minato, you need to go head-to-head with people from the Hokage series. To be honest, although the Uchiha family is from the Hagiha first family, but if it is really due to Makoto and the Hokage family, most people in the family will not agree. Originally, I didn't know who Makoto's lover was, so Uchiha Fugaku confidently said that he could kill him. Now I see Namikaze Minato, I'm a little scared. Are you the one Makoto likes? Uchiha Fugaku asked unwillingly, still holding hope in his heart. So what, do you have any comments? Minato doesn't give face at all, his tone is full of ice. Then wait and see. Uchiha Makoto is a member of the Uchiha clan, and the Uchiha clan can ask everything about her. Input is not lost, everyone is Jonin, Uchiha Fugaku will not be afraid Namikaze Minato. If you are now cowardly, where will the face of the Uchiha clan be put? His young patriarch is probably coming to an end. After letting go of a harsh word, Uchiha Fugaku returned to the family, and this matter must be reported to his father. With the personality of the Uchiha clan, I think you will be in trouble from now on, Minato. After Uchiha Fugaku left, Makoto looked at Minato playfully. Sure enough, it's a disaster for a beauty. There are so many things before you get married. If you get married, the Uchiha clan will not be crazy. Looking at Makoto's playful face, Minato couldn't help sighing. Why, you don't want to, it's too late, you can't escape even if you want to run now, this life depends on you. Makoto giggled, jumped onto Minato like a koala, and couldn't get off of him. I won't let go of such a lovely girl, you only belong to me in this life. Holding Makoto's waist just like that, he walked into his house. As for the threat of the Uchiha clan, he completely ignored it. Even if Jiraiya is not here now, he has no fear of the Uchiha clan. After all, what he wants is his own strength. The system looks at my properties panel. Host, Namikaze Minato. Age, 12. Strength level, Elite Jonin quasi-cage level. Ninjutsu, Fire style Flame Bullet, Lightning style Ground Walk, Wind style Great Breakthrough, Shadow Clone Technique, Body Flicker Technique, Fire style Great Fire Extinguishing, Wind style Whirlwind Fist, Lightning style Rage Thunder Tiger, Lightning style Chidori, Rasengan, Big Ball Rasengan, Fire style Huo Tien, Flying Thunder God Technique, Flying Thunder God Stage 2, Lightning style Chakra Mode, Various Sealing Techniques, Eye of Insight, Wind style Spiral Hand Sword, Perception. Taijutsu, Leaf Great Whirlwind, Leaf Strong Whirlwind, Konoha Bad Rock. Illusion, Narukumi Technique, Dark Walk Technique. The first phase of Fire style is 99.4% developed. The first phase of Lightning style is 99.6% developed. The development degree of the first phase of Wind style is 99.8%. Sage Body Development 19.8%. Spiritual Development 85.3%. The degree of Space Development is 92.7%. Seal Development Rate 80.9%. Comprehensive Strength. Elementary Cage Level. Over the past year or so, Minato's own strength has been greatly improved. The overall strength has advanced to the elementary cage level. And the development of the 3 evasion techniques basically has to reach 100%. The main reason is that over the past year, Minato has used his own experience in space development, seal development, and spiritual development. When the mental power reaches 80% development, a perception is rewarded. The development of the 3 escape techniques are randomly rewarded when doing tasks, and the usual practice is to major in other things. And he also cultivated Wind-style Spiral Shuriken. It is precisely because Makoto knows Minato's strength that he has no fear of the Uchiha clan. Does he know that the strongest of the Uchiha clan is Uchiha Hiroshi, the patriarch, but his strength is quasi-cage level strength, not cage level. He who has not activated the Mangekyo Sharingan, probably will be like this in his life. Hey, I don't know when that lecherous toad Jiraiya will come back. It seems that I need to solve this matter by myself, but it's good, it's time for people to see my strength. I guess there are many cage levels at the age of 12. People would be terrified. After checking his attributes, Minato showed a happy smile. 0. But when he thinks of Jiraiya, he feels that fate is really wonderful. He still meets those 3 children and stays in the land of rain to take care of them. Orochimaru and Tsunade are back. But Tsunade was sent to the front line not long after he came back. There was no way. Chio from Sand Shinobi poisoned Konoha crazily, so he had to send Tsunade to the front. For more than a year, Tsunade and the previous generation have been fighting each other. Chio has been developing new types of toxins, but every time they are just released, they are quickly detoxified by Tsunade. Therefore, Chio, who refused to admit defeat, wanted to poison Tsunade with all her heart. As for the reason why Chio is so crazy, it is naturally that Hitaki Tsukumo killed his son and daughter-in-law, causing his grandson to be fatherless and motherless since he was a child. As a result, the title of Konoha's White Fang began to resound throughout the ninja world. This is good. Someone in Konoha has won his own title one after another, making Konoha's ninjas very powerful. Then Sand Shinobi, who was killed, retreated steadily. As for Orochimaru, he has been very mysterious recently, and he often cannot find anyone. Even if Hokage asked him to go to the front line to support him, he often pushed around. This lets Minato know that Orochimaru has started working with Shimura Danzo and his career as a scientist has officially begun. Fortunately, it is now a time of war, and there are enough corpses for Orochimaru to study. So there are no bad rumors. But even if Minato knew about Orochimaru, he didn't bother to take care of it, because he didn't have the experience and qualifications to take care of it now. The Uchiha clan. Father, things are going wrong. Uchiha Makoto's favorite is that Namikaze Minato. After Uchiha Fugaku returned to the family, he rushed to the meeting hall immediately, and the elders hadn't left yet. What? That Namikaze Minato, how can that Uchiha Makoto be with him? The great elder Uchiha, who was originally an old god, finally changed his face. Speaking of hating Minato, he is the most important. After all, it was Minato who ruined his grandson. Now the women of the Uchiha clan actually like him, and even moved out of the clan land for this reason, which suddenly awakened the hatred that had been buried in his heart for a long time. It is unforgivable, it is simply unreasonable. Uchiha Yi stared at Uchiha Hiroshi with red eyes and said, 880. Uchiha Makoto must never be with that Namikaze Minato, the glory of the Uchiha clan must not be tarnished. Uchiha Hiroshi also nodded upon hearing this. This matter is indeed not discussed. If Uchiha Makoto marries, then Uchiha's blood will flow out, which is not allowed by him. No matter who he is, he cannot covet the blood of the Uchiha clan. Let's go, it's time for us guys to move, it's time to show the world the power of the Uchiha clan. Hiro Uchiha stood up and looked towards the sky outside the door. The 3 elders of Uchiha also stood up. At this time, the Uchiha clan should unite and keep going to the outside world. Fugaku leads the way. I really want to see if that Namikaze Minato will fight against our Uchiha clan for a woman. Uchiha Hiroshi took a look and said with a gloomy face. Upon hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku immediately took the lead and walked out. And with the big move of the Uchiha clan, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, who has been following them all day, also received the news. When his Anbu finished collecting the information, Sarutobi Hiruzen rubbed his head. It's not good for him to intervene in this matter, no matter who has his own position. One is his lover, and the other is the outflow of his family's blood. From his standpoint, both sides are right, so how can he manage it? Now it depends on who is stronger and overwhelms the other side with strength, and this matter can end. As for Shimura Danzo, Minato had just blown his nest, and he didn't have the energy to get involved in this matter. Besides, he didn't know anything about Uchiha and Minato. By the time he knows, it's probably over here. While Minato was having fun with Makoto and Kushina at home, there was a knock on the door. This made Minato frown. He had no choice but to get up and open the door. Is it you? As soon as the door was opened, Minato's expression was not good, and a group of formal Uchiha people stood outside the door. Namikaze Minato, come with us, the matter of Uchiha Makoto must be resolved, and you don't want to make things public. Hiroshi Uchiha got straight to the point, without beating around the bush, and directly explained the purpose of his visit. Casual. Minato shrugged and said nonchalantly, he was really not afraid of what the Uchiha clan would do. We're going to. Makoto and Kushina, who were standing not far away, heard the words and immediately came over, wanting to advance and retreat with the door. Minato didn't stop him either. Both Kushina and Makoto have good strength, especially Kushina, who offended her and let her go. Kurama invites you to eat Super Invincible Thunderbolt Special Black Big Balls. A group of people came to a forest in a residential area far away from Konoha, very low-key. Namikaze Minato, we have only one purpose, to leave Uchiha Makoto. He is not something you can covet, and the blood of the Uchiha family cannot flow out. Should I say no? Facing the dominance of the Uchiha clan, Minato did not hesitate at all, let alone let him leave Uchiha Makoto. How is it possible? Boy, don't be ignorant, if you don't leave her, then you will face the sanctions of our Uchiha clan. Uchiha laughed wildly. Of course he hoped that Minato would refuse, so he would have a reason to avenge his grandson. I want to see what kind of strength you Uchiha clan have to make me submit. Of course Minato refused, but he didn't know Uchiha and his grievances in front of him. For Minato, that Uchiha Ash is just a small character who can't be smaller, it's not worth remembering in his heart at all, and he doesn't remember it for a long time. If you want to see it, I will show you the power of Uchiha. Hiroshi Uchiha waved his hand, and a dozen or so ninjas wearing Uchiha costumes popped out of the forest immediately. They are the majority of the power of the Uchiha clan, and these dozen or so are all Jonin-level ninjas. In order to deal with Minato, they did not hesitate to use all available power, just to show the determination of the Uchiha clan to deal with this matter. But Hiroshi Uchiha found that even with so many ninjas on his side, Namikaze Minato didn't panic. This made Hiroshi Uchiha's expression change. Could it be that this guy still has some whole cards? Looking around, I didn't find any other ninjas. Don't look at it, I know you think I have someone else in ambush. I tell you very clearly, there is no one else, just the three of us. Uchiha Hiroshi's looking around made Minato poke his nose. Do I need help to deal with you? Boy, don't be too arrogant. When you cry later, I will give you one last chance to leave Uchiha Makoto immediately. I can act as if nothing happened, otherwise I will let you know what despair is. Minato's aggressive attitude irritated Uchiha Hiroshi. Just these rabble, let the horses come here. Minato took out 8 triangular forked kunai, held them between his fingers, and looked like he was going to fight at any time. 2.0 inches stubborn, teach him a lesson. Hiroshi Uchiha backed away, and the ninjas of the Darkling family rushed towards Minato together. Kushina was also ready to move, and was about to try Kurama's power, but was stopped by Minato. Leave it to me, it's not me targeting them, in my eyes they are all rubbish, not worth mentioning. Minato's words were like a stone dropped into a calm lake, which suddenly aroused the anger of the dozen or so Jonin in Uchiha. Fool, you actually said that we are rubbish, unforgivable. Show him the power of our Uchiha clan. Uchiha's glory cannot be insulted, let him pay for his words. Whoosh whoosh. A group of Uchiha Jonin rushed towards Minato. Facing the rushing Uchiha Jonin, Minato flicked the triangular kunai in his hand, and 8 kunai flew towards them. Facing Jonin, what's the use of your kunai, a kid is a kid. Seeing that Minato threw a kunai at them, a Jonin of the Uchiha clan couldn't help showing a mocking smile, then turned his head to avoid the flying kunai. But this Jonin's taunt hadn't stopped yet, and a golden light flashed around him. Immediately afterwards, he felt that his body was kicked by someone, and this force was like a blind bear, kicking him out directly. It wasn't just him. As the golden light continued to flash, a ninja named Uchiha didn't even know what happened, so he felt a pain in his body, and then flew out. Every time Minato regained his grip on the triangular fork, he would throw it again at the ninjas behind him. So after just 3 seconds, all the Jonins of the Uchi 17 Wave Clan were kicked away by Minato with leaf-strong whirlwind. This is the result of his mercy, otherwise, if each person had a small ball, it is estimated that half of the people would be seriously injured, maybe even 1 or 2 could be killed. But after all, they are all from the same village, and it might be a little trouble if they are killed. Besides, they are also Makoto's clan, so they don't look at the face of the monk but the face of the Buddha. And this series of sharp operations by Minato frightened the group of Uchiha clan. These are the elite of the Uchiha clan, and they are all Jonin. As a result, it was all solved by Minato in an instant. Shadow Cage level. Uchiha Hiroshi swallowed hard, his voice trembling. Only the existence of cage level can kill more than a dozen Jonins in an instant, and if you read correctly, the other party just used the legendary space-time ninjutsu. Either way, Uchiha Hiroshi couldn't calm down. As for the remaining Uchiha Fugaku and the three elders, they were also speechless. This scene also shocked them all. I don't think your Uchiha clan is strong enough. What do you think, Chief Uchiha Hiroshi? After finishing those Jonins, Minato came to Uchiha Hiroshi and others, and said with a slight sarcasm. Uchiha Hiroshi's face turned pale when he was ridiculed. If it is another cage level, the Uchiha family is not without confidence to fight. But in the face of the cage level of space-time ninjutsu, it is really irresistible. Sneak attack, siege, people don't care at all how to fight. Namikaze Minato, don't be too arrogant, otherwise even if I can't hurt you, the people around you will always be alone. Don't be too sad when you attend the funeral. Uchiha could not see that Namikaze Minato was so arrogant, so he threatened in a dark way that he had completely ignored the consequences. Not good. As soon as Uchiha Yi's voice fell, Uchiha Hiroshi secretly said, his face suddenly became extremely ugly, this old guy is going to drag the Uchiha family to be buried with him. Sure enough, after hearing Uchihano's words, Minato's original cynical face suddenly disappeared, and his whole person became cold and ruthless, with a huge murderous look spreading from his small body. It seems that if I don't give you the Uchiha clan some deep pain, you really think I dare not make a move, right? Minato's words reached Uchiha Hiroshi's ears, and he froze. He wanted to defend himself, but as the patriarch, if he loses his momentum at this time, it will inevitably make the people in the clan have some opinions. Minato doesn't care whether you are entangled or not. He stretched out his right hand, and a small ball began to condense into shape. But this is not over yet. Around the blue balls, strands of white light emerge from the small balls, and finally form a shuriken shape around the small balls. With the continuous injection of chakra, Maruko gradually became bigger, and the white shuriken also became bigger. Zzz. The piercing sound like metal cutting resounded through the entire forest. That's right, Minato has already mastered the S-level ninjutsu of wind style, spiral shuriken. Crack, click. With the completion of the wind style, the spiral shuriken, the stones on the ground were also sucked up by the powerful rotating force. It's just that as soon as it got close, the stone was directly and truly crushed by the powerful cutting force of the wind style, the spiral shuriken. And Hiroshi Uchiha's face finally changed at this moment, staring at the ninjutsu in Minato's hands with a pair of red eyes. This ninjutsu must not be hit, otherwise people will die. Not just Uchiha Hiroshi, all the Uchiha people present were staring at a pair of pink eyes. What a horrible chakra. That's not what a 12-year-old is supposed to do. In the world seen by Pink Eye, Wind Style, the place where the spiral shuriken is located, there is an incomparable chakra, which is simply something they have never seen in their lives. At this moment, all the people of the Uchiha clan panicked. 137 Tell me, if I release this thing among your crowd, or in your clan's land, what kind of consequences will it cause? Minato looked at the pale Uchiha clan in front of him with a smile. Play with me, I'm afraid you don't know how the word, dead, is written. Just when Minato was about to throw the spiral shuriken in his hand, a voice stopped him. Forget it, Minato, I don't think the Uchiha family will stop you in Makoto's affairs, are you right, Hiroshi Uchiha? It was Sarutobi Hiruzen who came. He had actually come earlier, especially when Jonin of the Uchiha clan was planning to lay siege to the gate. It's just that Minato was very calm from the beginning to the end and didn't panic, so he didn't make a move. But precisely because of this, he also saw Minato's strength. Sarutobi Hiruzen has to sigh, Minato's growth rate is really fast, and he has reached cage level before he knows it. Even Orochimaru and Tsunade also arrived at cage level not long ago. Jiraiya is still outside now. If he knows that his disciple already has the same strength as him, I don't know how he will feel. But it will definitely be stunned and decadent. Uchiha Hiroshi was under a lot of pressure at this time, whether it was the gaze of Third Hokage or Minato holding a spiral shuriken, he felt suffocated. In front of Third Hokage, if he said that he would not pursue it anymore, then he would really not be able to pursue it in the future. Even if he was chasing him secretly, he would have to beat him. With the strength of the Uchiha clan, Namikaze Minato can't be defeated. Just don't provoke this guy to throw this thing into the clan field. We admit defeat, and we will no longer care about Uchiha Makoto's affairs in the future. After pondering for a long time, Uchiha Hiroshi still compromised. No compromise. Namikaze Minato, who is holding a terrifying ninjutsu, is staring at him, and his heart is trembling. Minato, give the old man a face, anyway, they won't bother you and Makoto in the future. Sarutobi Hiruzen gave full face. Minato didn't want to get too stiff, it would be bad for everyone, and besides, beating up a bunch of jonin just now is also a relief. As long as the Uchiha clan doesn't provoke him in the future, he doesn't bother to care about him. I hope you will do what you say, otherwise don't blame me for not giving Uncle Hokage a face sleep. After Minato finished speaking, he casually pressed the spiral shuriken on the ground. Anyway, because of the appearance of the spiral shuriken, the others also hid far away. Boom! The violent wind attribute chakra swept out, and the powerful rotating force spread, turning into an energy storm with a diameter of tens of meters. People from the 3rd Hokage and Uchiha clan backed away in shock. As for Minato, of course he went home with Kushina and Makoto. The strong wind generated by the exploding spiral shuriken blows Hiroshi Uchiha and they raise their hands to block. When everything was calm, everyone present took a deep breath. Because at the place where the spiral shuriken erupted, a huge pit with a diameter of tens of meters appeared. The huge pit was as big as the energy just now. At this moment, the small thoughts of the Uchiha clan no longer dare to have it. This is the change brought about by strength. I really want to anger Namikaze Minato, everyone has no good fruit to eat. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep look at the deep pit in front of him, walked away without looking back, and didn't say anything to the Uchiha clan. And all the people in the Uchiha family have left, and they can only support each other to go home to fill their wounds. Fortunately, there are few people in this forest. It can be said that no one knows what happened today except the person involved and the people of 3rd Hokage. They will not talk too much about what happened today. And the rest of Konoha would not know about an incident that should have been a sensation. Under Minato's strong suppression, it was resolved peacefully without any disturbance. I'm happy to see the cowardice of the Uchiha family. These guys are bullied by teachers in school. I can't stand it and beat them several times. As soon as he got home, Kushina began to chirp about the Uchiha family, who made them so unpopular. Okay, what you need now is to prepare for tomorrow's graduation exam. Minato came over and stopped Kushina from chattering. If this girl gets excited, she can talk non-stop. Hey, don't worry, I won't embarrass you, I've made a reservation for the first one tomorrow. Kushina is full of energy, and doesn't care about tomorrow's graduation exam at all. But it is also true that Kushina can easily win the first place just by relying on the strength of Kushina's current elite chunin. If you turn on the Nine Tails golden body or completely turn it into Nine Tails, it is estimated that a lot of people will be scared to death. 2 days passed quickly, and today is the day of the scent. Kushina won the first place in the exam without any surprise. The assessment is very simple, that is, you will be able to graduate in 10 minutes by playing against a genin. It seems that the standard of graduation in war years is much higher than in peace. You must know that during the peaceful years, one transformation technique can be graduated. However, Kushina killed the graduate examiners with one move, which was quite a sensation. To be able to instantly kill genin, at least he has the strength of chunin. After Yumu Shenyu came to the classroom, she announced the class division. Not surprisingly, Lu Ju, Ding Zuo and Hiei no Shikacho are bound to form a group together. Next is Kushina, Nawaki and Aburame Jue. Then some other secondary tasks were also grouped together. After class division, Yumu Shenyu left the teacher after saying a lot of farewell words. The graduates also wait for their leading teachers. As time passed, more and more students were taken away by their own teachers. In the end, it was just the Inoshika Cho trio and Kushina left in the classroom. And their leading teacher is watching them from the tree in the school. Is it really good for us to let them wait like this? Makoto lay in Minato's arms blushing. she was used to the big hands making trouble on her body, and she didn't stop her. Don't worry, it's okay, the ninja just needs to be very patient and let them hang out for a while. Minato's nonsense comes as soon as it is said. In fact, he just wanted to play with Naoki in it, but Kushina and Aburame Jawei were implicated. And Kushina and others in the classroom have been waiting impatiently. If you want to know who my leading teacher is, I'll give him a tailed beast bomb to be a man. Kushina was the first to roar. Kushina is right, I must let him know that it is so wrong to make the young master of the Senju family wait for so long. Naoki echoed, Li Nujiao, not to be outdone. Only Aburame Jawei waited there silently without making a sound. The Ino Shika Cho trio also helplessly lay on the pillars. Although they didn't say anything, the obvious displeasure on their faces indicated that they just didn't want to shout. Finally, when Kushina and others were about to go berserk, Minato and Makoto came in a row and walked into the teacher. Minato, Sister Makoto, why are you here? It was a personal surprise to see the two of them. Could it be you who are the leading teachers of our two groups? Lu Ju, with a super high IQ, guessed the truth all at once. Hey, that's what Lu Ju thought. I'm Kushina's team leader, and Lu Ju's team leader is Makoto. Kushina, you three, come with me. Minato smiled and took Kushina and the others away without mentioning why he was so late. Minato, you're disgusting for making us wait so long just to tease us. After following Minato out, Kushina complained angrily about someone's crime. Minato's left ear goes in and the right ear goes out, and he doesn't care at all, which makes Kushina very helpless. Coming to the school's rooftop, Minato asked the three of them to introduce themselves. Whether it is Kushina or Naoki, their dreams are similar, and they all target Hokage. He is also careless in character. In contrast, Jawei's sense of existence is relatively low, and his goal is only to become a great ninja, which is much smaller than Kushina and Naoki. Okay, at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, come to the XX training ground on time. We will conduct a survival exercise to test your strength, so that I can know how far you are. After everyone introduced, Minato clapped his hands, ended today's first meeting, and informed tomorrow's mission by the way. After the explanation, they disbanded, and then Minato disappeared on the rooftop with Kushina. After returning home, Kushina became excited. She never imagined that Minato would become his teacher. Is there anything more exciting than this in the world? That night Kushina tossed and turned, unable to sleep, and fell asleep in a daze until very late. But the next day, he was called up by Minato very early, and came to the gathering place with a pair of panda eyes. I have a bell here, your task is to grab him, give you half an hour to discuss tactics, remember to attack with the belief of killing me. Seeing that everyone is here, Minato didn't procrastinate, announcing the countdown to the survival exercise. Minato did not apply the old routine of the Hokage series, because he knows the three students he needs to lead very well, so there is no need to do so. What's more, his robbing the bell also has a place for teamwork in the postgraduate entrance examination. If the three of them don't work together, Minato won't release the water. The three of them got together and exchanged their ninjutsu skills and strengths for a while before agreeing on tactics. Half an hour passed quickly, and Minato officially announced the start of the survival exercise. Following Minato's order, the three began to hide very consciously. That's right, BHFF knew how to dodge, and didn't choose to fight recklessly. Minato nodded gratified. After a while, 3 or 4 Kushina suddenly ran out from the haystack. Seeing this, Minato showed a happy smile, and Xiao Nana also knew that she had used Shadow Clone to lure the enemy. Facing the rushing Kushina Shadow Clone, Minato blows them away with a wind-style Great Breakthrough. Puff puff puff. Unable to withstand the powerful wind-style attack, several Shadow Clones turned into smoke one after another. While Minato blew up Kushina's Shadow Clone with wind-style Great Breakthrough, a torrent like a waterfall rushed towards Minato. It's Naoki, who after Kushina's Shadow Clone caught Minato's attention, immediately unleashed a C-rank ninjutsu Mizurenbo to attack. Not only Naoki, but even Jawei sent many bugs to Minato. Not bad, good, the cooperation is very good, but unfortunately it is not enough, let me see more of your strength. I have to say that they cooperated very well, but this guy Minato deliberately made it easy for them to pass. The blue chakra began to leak out, and a trace of lightning flashed on the leaked chakra. This is Minato's lightning-style chakra mode. Chakra's leak directly stuns or blows away the bugs trying to get close to the water surface, and Naoki's water style is even slapped away by Minato. This guy Minato is too serious, he doesn't know how to release the water, even use the lightning-style chakra mode. How can we grab the bell first? Kushina muttered in dissatisfaction. He waved to Naoki, who was not far away, and whispered in his ear. Is it okay? I don't think I can do it. After listening to Naoki felt unconfident for a while. It's okay, you're just a decoy anyway. Kushina patted Naoki, not caring. Naoki suddenly felt a black line on his forehead. Hurry up. Seeing that Naoki was still hesitating, Kushina urged impatiently. Naoki had no choice but to bite the bullet and rushed out, quite like a strong man gone forever. Minato is watching, Naoki shouted, seeing that he was about to hug Minato and restrain him. But now Minato is wearing a lightning-style chakra. Once this kid is hugged, he won't be electrocuted to death. Helpless, he could only dodge for a while and came behind him, slapped him on the back, and slapped him to the ground. Boom! With a loud noise, just where Kushina was, a huge stream of water appeared, and then turned into a water javelin and shot at Minato. Minato's pupils shrank. This is second Hokage's S-level water-style ninjutsu, hard vortex water blade. Unexpectedly, Kushina learned it. It seems that the Senju clan also retained most of the ninjutsu of their two Hokages, because Minato knew that Kushina had never learned ninjutsu from Sarutobi Hiruzen. However, it is because Kushina's chakra is huge and can be used. This trick is very expensive, especially in places where there is no water. Chi 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 chi. Thousands of birds chirped in Minato's hands, and a group of chakra visible to the naked eye formed instantly, and then Minato used Chidori in lightning-style chakra mode. Lightning-style chakra mode itself has increased a lot of speed, coupled with Chidori's rushing speed. Minato is like a real lightning, facing the head of the water javelin and colliding Chidori with it. Clatter. Kushina can use this S-level ninjutsu, which is not bad, but the power is not satisfactory, and was broken by Minato's Chidori. The large amount of water condensed by the water javelin suddenly became invulnerable, turning into raindrops all over the sky and falling on the ground. Minato, do you want to be so serious? Even Chidori is used, you bully people. Kushina put her hands on her hips, pointing at Minato and counting. It's just that he seems to be scolding Minato, but he has actually conveyed a message to the two teammates with a secret signal. I attract his attention, you go on. The two teammates are also very powerful, and they developed a tacit understanding in a short period of time. When Kushina was entangled with Minato, they rushed towards Minato together. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.